ICC
Stop
men's team.
and start again.
All right, here we go. Welcome back to the men's 2023 ICC World's Team Tournament on Candlepin Bowling Network. Paul Grant, Dan Castle, Greg Gouillart on Candlepin Bowling Network. We got a good one here. Two teams tied near the top. It's the Hatchetmen, Rich Lamoni's Hatchetmen against John Zappi's Maria Sub, always up there in the running. They've won a world title in the past. And two good ones here, each coming off 6-2 in their first match today. Middle of 3 matches today. Later on, it'll be Kingswood Bulletproof against Bowling Ball Mafia, who just took on the Hatchetmen. Here's the Tornado, Tim Douglas in the leadoff spot, 8, the 2 and the 4. Please share with your friends and family. Brian Mayer, who has the high single for the tournament so far, 182 yesterday, 5 left, 610 right. First of 3 strings. Greg will give the format in just a moment, the point totals.
After this box.
Yes.
Happy to.
And Tim got robbed by the wood. Mayer misses the 5. Good bid, not an easy shot. Douglas, the 2023 Easter Classic champion, gets a 9. And a thrilling win over Calvin Locke on Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube. 9 for Brian Mayer. Greg, the point situation and how they can subscribe to our channel.
This is a round-robin format. There are 2 divisions of 12 teams. We're looking at the right division. You win 2 match points for each string and 2 for total. Ties split the points, 1 apiece. And it's these match points that determine the standings. Tie broken by pinfall. Top 5 in each division move on to the knockout. Top seed gets a 2-round bye. First the box, then I'll explain the rest.
Tim Douglas, 4-7-10. Brian Mayer, 8-pin, sea of wood for a spare.
Second ball.
Good effort, got the 10 somehow. The 4 did not go.
Huh.
And Brian Mayer, spare. Oh, it does go! The delay of game, throw the flag. Matching spares. Each 9, each a spare. Take away you can, folks.
This is Candlepin Bowling Network on Facebook and YouTube. To always be in the know about our matches, please like and follow on Facebook and subscribe and hit the bell on YouTube by hitting the buttons you see. And if you like the video, hit the thumbs up button so that more people can see it. Either way, we greatly appreciate your support just by watching. Thank you.
It's Irby time. John Irby Kafalis on lane 14 for the Hatchetmen. This big matchup. Head pin hit, a triangle goes away. It's the 6-10 right, 7 left, a couple of pieces, a little bit behind the 6. And Brian Fuller Jr. come up with a big match. From Newburyport, Massachusetts, originally Kingston, New Hampshire. 2 left, 9 right. Wood in front of the 9. Good bid by Kafalis. 6 right, 7 left. Fuller on the object won't carry.
John is one of my favorite windups in the game where, watch it right there. Always steps up, brings the hands back, and forth. Bounce, step, step, step.
9. Fuller Jr. 10. Brian has the record 224 high single at the old Lafayette Lanes. Amesbury, Mass. Now Riverwalk Lanes, and the great owners in Mark Ritchie and Melissa Ritchie since 2013. 224, very impressive at Lafayette Lanes. And that's not an easy house to do that either.
Not then, not now.
Kafalis missed left, 5-2 split. Early in the first of 3 strings.
Keith Beaupre, who we'll see in a moment, has the Riverwalk Lanes record.
That's right, of 194. Did in the playoffs against Bruno DeFeo.
And on Candlepin Bowling Network, that was the match called by Justin Scally.
Did a great job that match, yes. Kafalis trying to work out of this mess. Object pin only gets a few. 3-6 right as the 6 hobbles around. 4-7 left. Trying to get at least 2. Anything more is a bonus. Fuller trying to kick it over. Good try. Got the 8. 10, not quite.
Got a solid sideways push. Not to be.
Kirby hits the object pin for a 7. 16 through 2 here in the first of 3 on Candlepin Bowling Network. Brian Fuller Jr., another 10, 2 10s to start the match. 1 spare for each side. It's a 4-pin lead for Maria Subs, 39-35. And here comes the new nickname, the Twister, for Scott Douglas. The brother's a tornado. He's the mini version of the tornado. He's the Twister. He'll tie you up in a knot on the lanes. Take on Hall of Famer Craig Holbrook. So we have a tornado, a twister, a tsunami, and a wizard in all world, and Chris Winiars on this team. Douglas, strike!
Yeah, he sure tangled up the pins.
Twister touches down in his first box of the match. 10 plus 2. Holbrook in the pocket, 7. Triangle is the 4, 7, 8. Sean Baker, John Winchell to follow. 2 future Hall of Famers eligible. First spare, missed outside. Got the 8, not the 4, 7. Keith Beaupre, the Tsunami. Chris Winiars up next. This will be a good match. Battle for playoff position on the right side. They're in lanes 13 and 14 in Moncton, New Brunswick, Canada at Fairlanes. Craig Holbrook 10 through 1. 2023 ICC Men's World Team Championships. What a fun house. 24 lanes plus the global lanes, 12 lanes there.
Now we got it out here in the main room as well. You can turn those colorful pin decks into something, and got the Fairlanes sign out to the right, off camera. That's a good time. Got the speakers bumping, you see.
The pizza here is pretty good too, I think.
Oh, solid. I mean, I'm getting something off that poutine truck that's driven out front. Actually, it's like a fusion. It's that or Chinese cuisine.
All right, Scott Douglas on a strike, second ball, 4-7-10, good offer, not accepted, but 19 through 1 in the first of 3.
Just a solid all-around offering here in Moncton, New Brunswick.
Holbrook trying to kick it over. What a shot, what a spare, wow! He's all fired up. 2-7-10, how about that? Douglas 9, 28 through 2. Craig Holbrook, what a shot. 20 to ball through 2. He still has it, doesn't he? Sure does. 2 marks for 1 for Maria Subs, 5-pin lead. Actually a 14-pin lead right now for the Hatchetmen. Correction, that's updated now.
There we go.
There we go. Like I said, 4-pin lead for the Hatchetmen. 2
That's
marks
good.
to 1 for Maria's. The scores in your screen, Greg, explain the yellow markers there for our viewers.
Yellow
at home.
marks are marks open, so Maria Subs has 2 marks to fill, the first and third bowlers, and the Hatchetmen have 1 mark to fill. That's
So in
Tim Douglas's.
So in Canada, open means you're filling a mark, spare a strike. In the States, open means you didn't get a mark on that box. So open in Canada will respect the Canadian side of the field. So open means they're on a spare a strike.
Yeah. And sure, we're using the American notation for strikes and spares mostly, but we did for the singles. I was very happy to defer. Happy.
Keith
I loved doing that. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's
Keith Beaupre, the Tsunami, out of Riverwalk Lanes, Amesbury, Mass. Mark Richards done wonders with him. 1, 2, 4, 7. Sean Baker, future Hall of Famer for sure. Beaupre is right. Sean looking at the 10 for a spare.
in fairness, I'm the only weirdo who uses Canadian notation on spare time recreation in Whitensville, Mass. on my score sheets. They're horizontal as well.
Baker missed an opportunity on the 10. Beaupre chops out the 2 for a 7 to start his match. Sean Baker, I believe that was in the channel, which it was, so it came out, so that's no good. That's a 9.
Good eye.
The lead is 2 for the Hatchetmen early in the first of 3 strings. Our middle match of the day, final match today. Canadians team Kingswood Bulletproof against Bowling Ball Mafia next on Candlepin Bowling Network. Sometime around 3:30, give or take or more. Local time, Atlantic time, 2:30 Eastern time, give or take. Beaupre 2-4-7, spare chance. Spare opportunity for Sean Baker, 2 in the 4. Dan Castle will call a middle string today. I'll be back with the 3rd string. Beaupre leads up the 2. Baker missed left, 2 missed chances. You don't see it too often with Sean Baker. He's a great bowler. 2 Easter Classic titles, well over 50 television appearances, 6 Pro Tour titles as well. As Beaupre takes a 10, 17 through 2 here in the first.
And we'll take a look at Sean Baker first of all. It's $9. Dan's wondering if you want a lunch order, Paul.
I'm going to get the pizza here. I like the pizza here at the place. I got to support the local I support the local bowling centers, not the food truck.
All right, cheese pizza for him.
Cheese pizza up front. Plain cheese pizza up front, please. All right, here comes the Wizard. At 19 years young, he put on a show, and Mike Morgan's like, who is this kid? So he called him All World. So he's the Wizard, and he's All World. He's Chris Gouillart. A fun guy, a great guy, a very accurate bowler, a great pinner. He leads in the anchor, he's in the anchor spot as usual.
Oh, wow.
He drops 9. 6 pin for a spare. Here's John Winchell, Hall of Fame eligible at 50 years now. Recently threw a 190 in his Tuesday night speed league at Extra Lane Shooter Sports Pub. Great owner in Rob Vaccaro Sr. He has the 3-6 right, 4 left. Gouillart spare. Like I said, a great pinner. Spare to start his match. Winchell, good bid. Rolls behind the 4.
Thanks for letting us get that Kegler's bar order in edgewise.
Usually I eat lunch.
The bowlers are doing
or breakfast at nighttime.
The bowlers are the one doing the hard part, but we don't take a box off either.
Winchell 10 through 1. 2 marks for each side. The Hatchetmen up by a field goal, 90-87.
Yeah.
This is going to be louder and louder as the week goes on. Playoffs tomorrow afternoon after the first 2 qualifying rounds, and then Saturday quarters, semis, and finals, all right here live on Candlepin Bowling Network. So make sure you like, follow, subscribe on YouTube and Facebook. Gouillart's 3-6 right, 4 left. Second box, first string. Winchell back on the head pin, 3-1 split. Muttering up there on lane 13, 6 right, 2-4-7 left. Boy, he's fun to watch. Chris Gouillart trying to kick it over. What a try. Winchell missed everything. John threw a 190 as Tuesday Night Speed League pre-bowled. Next day, then on Thursday in the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour match, Cody 50 threw 4 strikes in a row at him, had a 170, 92 pin lead. John was down 78 after 1 and won the match by 6. He will just come right back at you every time as Chris Gouillart's 9, 26 through 2. Winchell grabs 3 for a 9, 19 through 2 on Candlepin Bowling Network. Back to the top of the order. Update from the soothing sounds of Greg Gouillart.
Maria Subs didn't miss a single head pin in that first pair for each of the bowlers. So that's why they've, right now, the mark advantage is 3-2 though for the Hatchetmen, so that's why they currently have an advantage. But also Maria's pinning well. Their pinning is 6 in their favor. They've left 6 fewer pins on the plate, so that's why it's a close game.
Brian Mayer on a spare, as is Tim Douglas. He only gets 2. 21 through 2 here in the first of 3 strings. Tornado time. Tim Douglas from Marshfield, Massachusetts. Slams down 9. 28 through 2. Increases the lead team's lead. Into the teens. 17. Minus the ball for Maria Subs. Mayer trying to work out of it. Goes left. Leads up to 1, 3, 6. Douglas for another one. He's got it. Right on it. Back to back. 9 spare, 9 spare. 38 in the ball through 3. Mayer, all 3 for a 10, 31 through 3. Tim Douglas won the first ladder series, season 3 of Candlepins for Cancer at Abington, Webster Timberlanes, Labor Day weekend. That's Sunday. Not eligible for the next round. Next round will be at Butwell's Bowling Center in Concord, New Hampshire in January and February.
You're too good, Timmy. Take a rest.
The live show will be February 10th on Candlepin Bowling Network. We'll put a post out. We put a teaser out there. Save the dates. It'll be January 16th, I believe 19th. Yeah, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I believe we'll get the update out in this channel and chat right around that time frame for the roll-off qualifiers. $80 entry fee, unlimited shifts allowed. Candlepins number 4, cancer.com when the time comes. Brian Mayer, check mark. Douglas on the bonus, 7 more. 3, 6 right, 7 left. 45 through 3. Teams up 24. Maria subs, not an easy out. Neither are the Hatchetmen, or any of these teams for that matter. Mayer can't get the 5 to go. Good offer. 122 average right now. 136 is best season ending average. That's pretty impressive. High single 207, high triple 487, a whopping high 5 of 781 as he takes a 9, 40 through 4. Douglas a 9, 54 through 4. Second bowl is a 5. Brian Fuller Jr. on the right. Irby Cafalas, John Irby Cafalas on the left. Nothing like the great game of Candlepin Bowling. Please support Candlepin Bowling. Get your friends involved. A great way to do it is Candlepin gift cards all year round, not just for the holidays, although they are a great stocking stuffer. Please support your local bowling centers and invest in Candlepin Bowling with Candlepin gift cards, the gift that keeps on giving all season long. Irby 4-7-8, half Worcester for Fuller. Now he has the 1-4-7. All wobbling and hobbling, stumbling and bumbling. Where's the wind gust you need it? Open the doors.
Yeah. No train line back there.
Cafalas 1-2, 6-10. Irby from Wayland, Massachusetts, originally now in Lynn, Massachusetts, on the North Shore, as Fuller gets a 10, 30 through 3, 3 10s. Perfect game of Candlepin Bowling, 10 spares and strikes. As Cafalas gets an 8, 24 through 3. Now, last match, we talked to Richard Beveridge Jr. About his triple with Jason Kaler, the coach. He had a 431 match, a 441 match, in a 3-string match. All 3 strings perfect. I don't know how any bowlers person I've covered the last 2+ years have done that perfect game 3 times in a row. I'm sure it's been done, but nothing I know of. There's a strike for Fuller Jr.
I don't think even the most seasoned bowlers recall such an instance.
40 plus 2 through 4. Cafalas on the nose. He gets a spread eagle.
Couple of splits now for John. A
fine line between being in the 1-2 pocket, a 1-3 pocket, and 2 full.
Yeah.
John's highest season average 121, 183 high single, high triple 446, 691 high 5. Wakefield Bowlodrome is home lanes 367.
From which he actually is filming himself bowling. He has a YouTube channel with a lot of great classic Candlepin content, and recently him documenting, I think it's a single person league, he jokingly terms it. That's on Irby 4, URBIE 4. The number 4.
7 box, just 31 through 4. Will he stay in? Because you can make a substitution, Greg. Explain the substitution policy, please.
You must substitute before the halfway point of a string and not on a mark.
So a lot of times they'll come out in the 4th box.
Also, since there are no practice lanes available, the remaining dozen lanes are in use. Any substitute coming up is allowed to throw 6 warm-up balls without pressing the reset button.
So Rich Lamoni, the captain, is talking to Irby and Sean McDonald. Sean McDonald, the alternate in this match, he said. Here's Craig Holbrook going left on the spare. He takes down 9. Leaves the head pin, 29 through 2. The twister, Scott Douglas, takes down 9. He has the 10 pin for a spare.
Douglas off to a good start, head pin wise.
Holbrook missed it, and it seems like my broadcast, every other time, when the 9 pin to go down, its head pin's left up. It needs to go every other time. But Bob Lee said it's 59% on TV views for the Class A bowler. But the head pin's left up for a spare. Douglas, tough piece of wood in front, trying to cap it. Be hard to scoot around that.
It's rolling and taunting him.
Can he get it? No, in the channel. That'll be a 9.
Foul.
37 through 3. Craig wasn't there. 9. 38 through 3. 165, 155. The Hatchetmen lead by 10. However, Maria Subs, their second bowler, is on a spare.
The pinning is already 11 in favor of Maria Subs. If that trend keeps up, this string can tilt in a hurry.
That's why pinning is so important, folks. Never give up on a ball or a box. How many matches? Today early we had a tie in one string and a 1-pin win that same match, the next string. As soon as we get the standings through the first match today, we'll put those up for you. We'll give you the details anyway. Craig 5-7-10. Scott Douglas, the twister. The Augusta, Maine special, the 1-7-10 Sports Center. Owned by Mark Carrier. Holbrook with the wood, good try, only the 5. Douglas for a spare, good bid. Roll to the 10, will it go? No, runs out of real estate.
You'd think with 5 pieces of wood, something would have taken it.
And Craig, field goal for an 8, 46 through 4. Scott Douglas gets this time for a 10, 47 through 4. 175, 163. The Hatchetmen lead by 12, minus a ball. A single-digit virtual lead for the Hatchetmen. Brian Fuller Jr. on the right, Keith Beaupre, the Tsunami, on the left. Half Worcester.
Ooh.
A correction, Sean Baker. My mistake, Sean Baker on the right. Flip to my notes here. Get him back in order here. Sean Baker up here on the right. 1-7-6 right. Beaupre got robbed by the wood. 3 close calls, no cigar. Baker missed everything for a rare 7, 25 through 3 in the first of 3. Beaupre, the Paul Grant special, missed the second, make the third. Never a good time for that. 10, 27 through 3. 15 pin lead for the Hatchetmen, 185, 170, minus a ball.
Gave back half a mark in that exchange.
Sean Baker from Haverhill, Mass, originally Lynn, Massachusetts, in the North Shore. 120 average bowler, high single of 213, high triple of 493, and a mind-blowing high 5, 793. Also has a high 10 of 1508 and a high 20, 2708 rolled in Easter Classic. 2708, amazing. He has a post. Looks good. Won't carry. 6 right, 7 left. Heat 4-7-10. Keith bowling for the last 27 years. Try and kick it over. Good try. Couldn't get to the 4. Keith's high single 194 also has a 193. High triple 461. He did get a 457 in the Killing Fists for Cancer live show, season 2 at Bowler Arm in Portsmouth. Corey Packett, the next match against him, threw a 467 against him. Go figure. As Baker gets an 8, Keith Beaupre a 10. Sean of Brea 33 through 4, Keith Beaupre 37 through 4. Anchor Bolus now 26 for Wizard. Chris Winiards 19 for John Winchell. 17 pin lead for the Hatchetmen. Update from Greg Gouillart.
Mark situation, 4 marks to 3 in favor of the Hatchetmen.
1 mark on the board only, though, from Maria Subs. Nothing for the Hatchetmen.
Yep, this could shrink to single digits.
Veteran John Winchell, very consistent ball. He will pin you to death like Chris Winiards. 1, 3, 6, 9, hiding behind the 3.
Yeah, this rates to be a good anchor matchup. I agree.
All world head pin hit. 2-2 split. 6-10 on the right. Left side 2-4. Winchell for a spare. 2 full. It's frustrating. Hit your object, nothing to show for it, but it happens in Candlepin bowling.
Just bonk right back into the curtain.
It's a good thing being on your object pins. In fact, 47% of the time on your object pin, a head pin in the first ball especially, results in a spare strike. Stats by Candlepin Bowling Network. Winchell, 9, 28 through 3.
Oh, whoa, Paul, stop that. I will grab that for you. Thank you.
All right, and Winiards gets a 10, 36 through 3. No coffee spilled today. Almost.
No, no, no.
Hot chocolate spilled.
I got through mine. You're going to get through
Greg
yours.
Gouillart with a save.
What a save!
Big save by Greg Gouillart.
That's, Pat Foley, Chicago Blackhawks. That's right. There we go.
I'm used to Fred Cusack. Bruins announcer for years. Great announcer. John Winchell drops 9.
Good choice.
Gouillart's crossing over. Middle triangle. 5, 8, 9. 7 left. Over 850 videos in climbing. Always free, never a charge, no credit card required. Please subscribe to Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook as well. Nothing like the great game of Candlepin Bowling. Winchell for a spare, missed it.
Gouillart's 4 for 4 on the head pin, but only had one good leave. Unless this wood goes.
Wow, what a try. And somehow the 9 does not go, the 7 does. What a funny game.
Brutal. But again, even the second ball is part of the pinning as well. He's only got one left.
And John Winchell's saying to himself, no, the Paul Grant special, missed the second, make the third. Not again. A 10, 38 half without a mark. During the ACS Atlantic Candlepin singles tour match, I'll put the finger up, the point to me usually, as Chris gets a 10. And Chris is at 46 through 4, back to the top of the order. The 2023 Men's ICC World Team Championships on Candlepin Bowling Network from Fairlanes in Moncton, New Brunswick, Canada. First time here. Great to be with you all. Please share with this match with your friends and family. Get them involved in Candlepin Bowling. Again, Candlepin gift cards are a great way to do it. Back to the top of the order. Tornado time, Tim Douglas, 54 through 4. A clipped wing eagle, it's called. Brian Mayer, 6'10", spare chance, 3 pieces to deal with. 40 his first 4, including a mark.
I'll get you that in just a second.
Okay, Douglas, see if he can use that wood to sweep it over. The broom is out. Can he sweep it over? He does, but not quite. A spare. He's up to 2. Good bid. Ryan connects for a spare. Second mark of the first. 15 a ball through 5. 2 marks to none for Maria subs. Douglas gets to 10, 64 through 5. 18-pin lead for the Hatchetmen. Single-digit lead virtually. For Maria's. Excuse me, for the Hatchetmen. The average spare fill is 6.5, strikes 8.3. Stats by Candlepin Bowling Network. Touchdown for Tornado, almost. 8-pin for a spare. Mayer in the fill. He gets 8.
Douglas 6 for 6 on the head pin. Did I mention Gouillart's was 4 for 4 on the head pin? Yes, I did. Goldfish memory.
You just did now. 4 on the 6 for Mayer. On the spare, 8. Douglas, another spare. 74 half plus 1. No surprise there. Mayer 58 half with that spare fill.
Yeah, 74 and a ball through 6. I was behind.
Mayer trying to kick it over. Good offer.
Whoa.
Bounces right behind the 9-pin to the right.
Thought it was going to bless. Thought we were blessing the rains. Guess not.
He gets the 10, 68 through 6. 10-pin lead for the Hatchetmen. First of 3 strings. Our middle match today. Don't forget our final match. Canadians' own Kingswood Bulletproof against Bowling Ball Mafia, mostly from Maine. Next on Candlepin Bowling Network after this match. Tomorrow back at you live, Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. local time, Atlantic time, here in Moncton, New Brunswick, Canada, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Playoffs start tomorrow afternoon, sometime after 4 o'clock or so, give or take. And quarters, semis, and finals live Saturday, right here on Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube and Facebook. 9 o'clock start time again, local, 8 o'clock East Coast time. Parallel pins for Irby Kafalis. 31 through 4, they keep him in. Brian Fuller Jr. on a strike, 7-8 leave.
All scores confirmed as you see them.
Great job, Greg, as always. Kafalis trying to kick it over, no go. Fuller for a spare, yes! Got the bounce up the wall. Spare and strike. 50 through 4, 60 half plus 1.
And a 9-box. Kefala's getting that triangle out to save half a mark's worth of pins.
All right, so I missed that last shot. Where did Kefalas get there? I missed that, sorry.
9-box, 40 half.
Okay.
And that's going to be a substitute out, I believe.
So now you can come on. Fifth box is the last box you can come out on. And he's onto the fill, so he's coming out. And Dave Chestercove, Mr. DC, coming in. He has some great strings this week. Some 130s. He's up to 610. Actually, he's warming up.
Warm-up balls.
That's right. So now on the same lanes, you can warm up to 6 boxes.
Yep, 6 balls worth. Set the earpiece closer. Set the mouthpiece closer to your mouth, I believe. I think that's the antidote.
Okay, here we go.
No, is that still faint?
Still kind of low on my headset, yeah.
Push that closer to yourself, and I'm gonna push you closer. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Okay, that's all right. All right, so he's still warming up, so we'll take a delay here. We're waiting for the standings to come out for the first match. We'll give you those results as soon as we get them in. These two teams are tied right now in the standings in the playoff hunt right now. In the playoffs as we speak. The tournament ends now. Dave's still warming up. Now he's back to live action. He gets the check mark. Up to 6 boxes they can roll. I think he took 2 or 3 only boxes. And opposite check mark, right, for Brian Fuller Jr.
6 balls.
So that's a spare, if that's correct.
Yes.
So 66 half, right?
Yes.
Right,
pin perfect.
Right in the middle. Hit the object, wouldn't carry. 4, 7, 5 right. Fuller Jr. can uncheck it. 3 right, 5 left. Dan Casper will call middle string, I'll call the 3rd string. Then back for the 1st string against Kingswood Bulletproof and Bowling Ball Mafia. Chestercove off the bench, 9. Combination Irby Kefalas and Dave Chestercove, 49 through 6 in the first of 3. Slim 2-pin lead for the Hatchetmen. No mark, actually 1 mark for the Hatchetmen also.
10-box Fuller, I had that as, right?
Fuller 10, 76 through 6.
Thank you. Got to keep your head up, bud.
You look down for a second, you blink of an eye, you miss something. 8-pin lead now from Maria Suba, that's correct. Minus the ball, so pretty close to a virtual tie. Scott Douglas turned around, knew it right away. 1, 2, 4, 8, 9. Wood to help possibly. Craig Holbrook can't get the 3 to go. It's got the 9 behind. 2 pieces of wood in front, 7 left. Douglas for a spare, can't get the 4 to go. Holbrook trying to kick it over. Good try. Can't get to the 7.
Rough for Holbrook. He's had 3 splits. Although one of them was that sensational 2-7-10.
Scott 10, 57 half. A good young bull on the rise. Just trying to learn, keep himself mentally tough in the game. Getting better and better every year. The younger brother of Tim Douglas. As Holbrook gets a 10, 56 half on Candlepin Bowling Network. And we could spend an hour and a half, 2 hours going over Craig Holbrook's accomplishments. All I can tell you, he's never at 200, but how many bowlers can say they've had 19 190 strings plus and well over 1,500, 400 games, maybe even more.
Yeah, the match is 3 hours. If it weren't rude, we could.
a lane delay we could do it on. His high single is 197 overall, high triple 508, high 5 781. Inducted the International Kenneth Moen Association, the ICVA Hall of Fame in 2014. Has bowled, again, 190 or better 19 times. Bowler of the Year 6 times and runner-up 6 other times. Scott Douglas, 310 mini split, a sea of wood in front. A diamond plus the 7 for Holbrook. 8-pin lead for Maria Subs, minus a ball. A great match here at Moncton at Fairlanes, New Brunswick, Canada. The World tournament, ICC men's championship matches. Scott Douglas will go. The 10 spins around, holds up. Holbrook hits the object, the Star Trek character, the Queen Borg, 7 of 9. No wood, no luck.
And what is that, the Queen Borg?
That's what Bob Lee says. I'm not a Star Trek fan, but my wife likes the Picard show, and I've seen it before in Star Trek, one of those new generation type shows, played by Jerry Ryan, good actress. And while we're fooling around with talking about the Queen Borg in 7 of 9, I missed the box. What else is new?
Box is 9 for Craig Holbrook and 10 for Scott Douglas.
All right. We'll get back to some serious live action here. Here comes the Beaupre Tsunami. 37 through 4, 1, 4 left, 9 and back. Sean Baker looking for his first mark. Slam 7, 7 left, 6-10 right. Just 33 and 37 respectively. 33 for Sean, 37 for Keith. And you don't see that too often for them either. Beaupre, when he's on his game, he can be the best bowler in the game. Certainly right up there. Baker trying to kick it over. It goes too far right. 6 right, 7 left. An open half for both bowlers. Which means no marks, I should say. Canada open means you're on a spare strike. And each get a 9. So Sean 42, Keith 46. Often do you see that?
Marks are currently even at 5-5. Pinning is 4 in favor of Maria Subs. Close string.
Follow the Friday Night Pro League game of the week on Cannon Bowling Network. We'll see this team, the Hatchetmen, called Central 2. East Boston, Mass. hosting Dave Barber's Fairlanes, #1 seed. Week from Friday, November 17th, 7:30 start live on Cannon Bowling Network on YouTube and Facebook. Baker, 4 spin right, the 1, 3, 6, 10. Keith Beaupre, the 4, 7, spare chance. A higher piece of wood. And oh, you gotta be kidding me. I thought he had it. Tough break. So once you're up to 5 boxes, you cannot be substituted for. I'm not sure what the injury rule is, Greg, if you know that.
Me neither, I'm afraid.
I should know that. It escapes me right now. Baker, oh, what a try. But he gets a 9, just 51 through 6. But watch out for him. He can put 6 or 7 together. In fact, the Kennel against the roll-off, he put 6 big marks in a row at a 109.5. Just fun to watch. Actually got a ball to go. Beaupre 10, 56 through 6. And Sean Baker from Maria Subs gets a 10, 52 through 6. Lowest scoring affair. It's a 3-pin lead for the Hatchetmen, 292, 289. And only 1 mark surprising the board. It's right here. Well, actually, lead-up bowler for the Hatchetmen, Tim Douglas, a tornado for first.
I'm taking a working lunch in case you're wondering why I'm so quiet, but boy, am I riveted by this match. This 1 mark up for Tim Douglas could tie the string.
But first is Chris Winiarz, the ankle bowler for a strike. Pushes a 7, won't go. Sean Winchell looking for his first mark in the pockets. 8, 9. 10-pin remains. Winiarz 7-pin. This should be a slam dunk. Works for the U.S. Post Office. A great, popular, funny guy. For a spare, no problem. Second mark of the first. 56 in the ball through 5. Oh, with the wood, Winchell got it. Just the way he drew it up. Captain count it. 48 half plus 1. His team's been together a long, long time with John Zappi, Craig Holbrook himself. Now add Sean Baker to the roster. Chris Winiarz on the nose. Strike up the wall. All fired up. Strike to match for John Winchell. 66 half, 76 plus 2 for Chris Woody as John Winchell, 58 through 5, 68 plus 2 through 6. Wow.
Well, that was a critical response in a close match.
And we were saying, not surprisingly, not too many marks, and here we go.
It's flooding in now.
I think the pins are starting to get caffeinated.
Still a close string. Wakey, wakey.
Brian Mayer, the high single in the tournament so far, 182 yesterday, 2-4 left, 6 right. Tim Douglas on a spare. Gets 6. He's at 80 through 6 in the first of 3. 1, 2, 4, 10. Brian Mayer coming in 68 through 6. Mayer missed inside. Douglas trying to kick it over on the object, nothing else. 2, 4, 10. Brian Mayer, 9. 77 through 7. 7's a wild for Brian Mayer. And Tim Douglas takes a 9, 89 through 7 on Candlepin Bowling Network. 1 spare for each side. It's a close one, a good one, as expected. And it's a 1-pin lead for Maria Subs going back and forth. Paul Grant, Dan Castle, Greg Gouillart live on Candlepin Bowling Network. The 2023 Men's ICC World Team Tournament Championships on Candlepin Bowling Network at Fairlanes. Strike bid for Mayer. Will it go? Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Douglas off to the left, half Worcester. 2 in the 8. Going for 42 years, 2-time world champion, Brian Mayer for Maria Subs. Right on it, spare. 87 to the ball through 8 in the first of 3. Douglas trying to come back. 4 left, 5 right. Tim turning 26 at the end of the year. Had a 194 last year in the World Tournament at Academy Lanes Pub, 125 Haverhill, Mass. You can hear my raspy voice and all call on Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube. 9 blocks, 80. I make that 98 through 8 for the Tornado. So now, right now, it's a 2-pin lead for Maria Subs. They have 2 hits to 1 in their favor. Our second set of bowls, Brian Fuller Jr. on the right. In relief of John Irby Kafalis, Dave Chestikov, who came in the 6th box. 5th box, rather. The 6th box, right? After 5 can substitute, as long as you're not on the mark. Fuller, light in the head pin. 3-1 split, mini split is good. Wood to help out. 3, 5, 7, 8. Chestikov goes left, gets 4. Fuller, 2 in the 5. Chestikov, 110. Dave's high single, 198. High triple, 472. High 5, 741. Also has a high 10 of 1367. TV got him involved in this great game of Candlepin Bowling. Fuller grabs 1 of the object pin for a 9. 85 through 7 in the first of 3. Chestikov, nice 10. 59 through 7. 1-pin lead from Maria Subs. 2 marks to 1 from Maria Subs in their favor. Dave also enjoys golfing when he's not doing bowling, doing nice weather. Had some snow here yesterday at one point. Nothing accumulated. Low scoring first string, but it's close. It's been tight. 1-pin lead from Maria Subs. 2 marks to 1 again in their favor. Brian Fuller threw a 191 of the TV roll-off. Once upon a time, has several strings in the 180s as well. In addition to his high single at 224, has the 2-7 mini split. Chestikov on the crossover shot, 8. 3 in the 6. Brian, a 2017 Easter Classic champion, came in 10th in 2019. 2015-27 World Singles runner-up, winning $1,500 each time. Can't get the 7 to go. Chestikov just missed right. It's been a grind so far, but it's a good one. Fuller Jr. 10, 95 through 8. Dave matches with a 10, 69 through 8. Combining with Irby Cavalis. 2 spares to 1 from Ria's subs. Craig Holbrook's up right now, the third bowler from Ria's. The twister, Scott Douglas, for the Hatchetmen. How's the pitting looking, Greg? Oh, Greg's eating lunch. We'll get you afterwards, Greg. Finish your lunch. We'll get you afterwards.
It's 4. 4 in favor of Maria's subs. I'm just kidding. My mouth isn't full.
That sounded a little bit like, whatchamacallit, that actor. I'm so tired, I can't think of the name. Holbrook pounds the strike zone. Perfect shot. Spread eagle. Coming in with 65 through 6. Scott Douglas 67 through 6. Both trying to get a mark. Douglas slams 8. Make it 9 maybe. A wiggle on the 4 won't go. 7 holds up as well. Object Pink gets 2 of the 6.
5 splits now for Holbrook on the head pin implicitly.
The twister for a spare, too far right. Craig will take an 8 box, 73 through 7. And Douglas. Is that the Paul Grant special? Missed the second, make the third? I think so.
Yeah, it was a 2-pinner. Sorry.
Yeah, so never a good time for that. 10. 7's a wild, 77 through 7. For the twister, Scott Douglas. Bowling since he was a year and a half old. Looks up to his older brother, Tim Douglas. Scott just 24 years young, has a bright future. Holbrook 2, 7, 10.
6
Scott,
splits.
1, 3, wiggling 6. Scott out of Alley Cat Lanes in Kingston, Massachusetts. Holbrook down to Webster Timberlanes, Abington, Mass for a spare. Made similar shot earlier. That one doesn't go. Douglas too far right, leaves up the 1 and the 3. The young Scott Douglas gets some valuable experience again here at the World Tournament in Moncton, New Brunswick, Canada at Fairlanes. Holbrook a 9, 82 through 8. Scott Douglas a 10, 87 through 8. Keith Beaupre 56, Sean Baker 52, both struggling, but they have short memory. You have to have short memory in this game. Move on to your next box. Both capable of throwing a triple strike or more. Baker hooks left, not a bad leave, the 1, 3, 6. Beaupre crossing over, strike! Must have heard me. 66 plus 2 for the Tsunami, Keith Beaupre. Plus 2 in the 7th from Riverwalk Lanes, Amesbury, Mass. Baker for a spare, 2 full, 3 in the 6. Two teams tied in the standings. Baker 10, 62 through 7. We're still waiting to get the standings from the first shift today. We'll give you an update as soon as we get those sheets. We'll give you the update with the soothing sounds of Greg Gouillart, who's eating lunch right now. So we'll give him a little bit of a breather. Would not be possible without him this week here because we never get on the air with me. Baker spread eagle. Beaupre going for the double, a little thin right, just 4 on that first ball. And put down the calm down sign, which is a good sign for him. When he's focused, he's dangerous. Baker, good bid, got 3 of the 6. Second ball on the strike, in the hole, tough 4 fill. 70 through 7 at the minimum. Sure he's thrilled with that, Greg. Oh, don't, you're talking, you're reading, I'm sorry. And Baker on the spread eagle, 1 in 5 chance for the average Class A ball without wood to pick up a 10 box at a spread eagle. Stats by Canopy Bowling Network. 72 through 8. Beaupre will take a 7 after a strike 4. 77 through 8. Anchor Bowl is coming up now, late in the first string. Our middle match of the day. Don't forget Kingswood Bulletproof, our final match of the day against Bowling Ball Mafia from Maine. I think Ryan Southall will be joining them also from Massachusetts. Another good bowler on the rise. Here's John Winchell from Maria Subs to lane 14, lane 13. It's the all-world Chris Winiars, the Wizard. Both on strikes. Winchell, a diamond. He's go about a little over 1 in 4 times without wood. Stats by Candlepin Bowling Network for the average Class A bowler. Winiar's turn. He goes left. Takes down 6, 1, 3, 7, 10. Winchell for a spare and strike. Looks good, but it won't get to the 4. 9 in the fill, though. Big fill, 77 through 6.
Pete here at Fairlanes is wrangling with the printer, otherwise we'd have the prints out by now. He's doing his very best to get that over to us, and they are online at leaguesecretary.com. Go to leaguesecretary.com, look up Moncton Fairlanes. That's the only participating center in New Brunswick on leaguesecretary.com, so hopefully easy to find, even though it's a bit roundabout.
Winiar's 8 in the strike, 84 through 6. He has the 1-7, John the 4-pin for a 10. John, actually it's all done, so he has 9, and Chris will get a delay 10. Throw the flag. Delay a game. Chris 94 through 7. John Winchell 86 through 7. A tight one. 3-pin lead for the Hatchetmen, going back and forth. 1 mark though from Maria Subs. The lead up ball next. Winchell off to the right. 4 horsemen make it 3 now in front. 1, 2, 4, 9 in the back. Winiar's perfect shot. Spread eagle throwing the 8. Brian Mayer on that spare next from Maria Subs, lead up bowler.
Close string. I'll score check after this box.
Winchell, good bid. He got it. What a shot. He's all fired up. 96 in the ball through 8. Winiar's going to 3 into 4. Got 4 of the 7. Heck of a try. So accurate. 2, 4, 7 for a 10. Try and get to 104 through 8 in the first of 3 strings. Winiar's gets 2 of the 3 for a 9. 103 through 8. Paul Grant, Dan Castle, Greg Gouillart at Fairlanes in Moncton, New Brunswick, Canada on Candlepin Bowling Network, the 2023 ICC Men's World Championship Team Competition. Nothing like the great game of Candlepin Bowling. Please help support your local bowling centers and get your friends involved with Candlepin Bowling. And Candlepin gift cards, a great way to do it. Makes a great stocking stuffer for the holidays, but all year round. Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthdays, anniversaries, a thank you gift, a what the heck gift. Graduations, all kinds. Candlepin gift cards all year. The gift that keeps on giving. And a giving strike for Tim Douglas, the Tornado.
How about that?
A lot of relationships formed with gift cards. I mean, with bowling, a lot of marriages, a lot of relationships. You just never know in this game of Candlepin Bowling. Brian Mayer's spare is 7, 94 through 8, 1, 8, 10, but missed right. Takes up the head pin, a legal block in the back. Going for a 10 box. Excellent, low scoring, but excellent close first string. And if they would to get out of play by rule, could roll back. Have to wait and see when it stops.
All scores confirmed. And your pizza's ready.
I'll get that the second string or so. You can have by 2 guys.
Cheers, but that poutine's got, stuffed. Again for
You're never stuffed, Craig. You got a good reserve tank, don't you?
Well, I got reserves for a lot of things. I don't know what that sentence means, I'm going to be honest with you.
Hey, like a gas tank, there's a reserve. You think you're out of gas, there's extra in the tank.
Yeah. I run on hybrid fuel.
I run on fumes. I run Canadians run on Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
America runs on Duncan Tim Hortons here in Canada. Much better, I think.
Yeah.
All right, we got an update in the last box there. All right,
that was 10
go.
for Mayer.
All right, so Mayer 104 through 9. Tornado, Tim Douglas From Webster Timberlanes now in Abington, Mass. Works as a mechanic there. Works for Boston Bowl in Hanover for years. On a strike. His team's down 5 right now. 1 hit apiece for a double. 2 full. 3, 6, 10 right. 7, 8 left. Here's Brian Mayer. Breaks up the eagle plus 3 right. 2, 4, 7 left. Late in the first of 3 strings.
This is close. Remember, all scores are unofficial, even though I just cross-referenced it. Mistakes could be made.
Oh, wow, what a shot for a spare. How about that? Spare on strike, a big one. .118 through 9, 128 plus 2 in the 10th. I'll make it 1 ball in the 10th. 9 for Mayer, 104 through 9. And the Hatchetmen have the lead.
9 for Mayer is 113.
113, make it. The scoreboard's behind. Okay, 113, make it.
Yep.
Let's get an update from Greg Gouillart. We've got a good one here.
128 on the ball.
1 spare for each side. A touchdown lead for Hatchetmen. Tim's bonus to wrap up the first is a check mark plus the 10. That's a 5, Phil. 133 opening string for Tim Douglas, the Tornado, from Marshfield, Massachusetts.
Paul, you recall your interview with Captain Rich Lamoni, and Tim, he could bowl anchor with his ability. He just doesn't like it. But setting the tone early is just as valid and just as big a lift for Team Hatchetmen.
The lead is double digits, 11 for the Hatchetmen, minus a ball. From John Munch, the anchor from Maria Subs. Close all the way through. We got 2 more strings left after this on Candlepin Bowling Network. Dave Chestikov off the bench in the 6th box. Now in the 9th. 5 and 5. 5 down, 5 to go. Brian Fuller Jr., 95 through 8. 4-2 split. Dave Chestikov coming in relief of Irby Kafalis. They're combined 69 through 8.
Hey, wait a second. Fuller's got the Chestercove leave.
I know, I was going to say the same thing. Missed inside, chops up the 2. 1, 4, 7, 8 triangle. Fuller Jr. Oh, what a shot that was for a spare.
In your face.
You even tasted DC back at him.
You bet.
Dave wants royalty fees. Dave makes that leave a lot. He gets an 8. 77 through 9. Brian Fuller Jr., 105 in the ball through 9. It's 2 marks to none from Maria Subs. The Hatchetmen have the lead right now by 9. Their virtual lead. And a tight one by Maria Subs.
Yeah, Dave opines about it frequently on New England Candlepins, which he co-hosts, along with Richie Myrick and Jay Horgan.
They do a great job.
And Justin Scally this time around for this latest taping, which is coming out soon.
Chester Cove, 1, 2, 7, 9, late in the first. Fuller Jr. in the bonus, goes right. Can't get wood action there. Only 4, 109 through 9. They still have 1 mark on the board. They're down 5. 2 points for a win, 1 for tie, 2 for total. Chestikov, good bid. And you got the Queen Borg again, the Star Trek character, 7 of 9.
Wood got shripped up.
What was wrong with that shot?
You and I collide.
Fuller, good bid. Wood rolling to the 10.
Roll.
Will it go?
Over.
Stumbling and bumbling. No.
Thanks for nothing. That could have mattered.
At Academy Lanes, the Haver line may have taken that down.
That's okay. It's not like it's a tight string or anything. 5 minus a mark.
Dave, 8. 85 first string with Irby Kafalis. Fuller Jr. doinks it for a 9. 118 opening string. 6 boxes to go. It's a good one. 485, 481. The Hatchetmen are up 4, minus a ball from Maria Subs. It's Twister time with Scott Douglas.
I overheard dialogue between a team I couldn't identify. They were saying, standing say they're trying to print them out, but they're fighting their printer right now. But they'll have it for us in just a moment.
So we get those in, we'll get them in for you. Okay. So Scott Douglas 1, 2, 7. Correction 1, 2, 8, 10. Craig Holbrook 2, 4, 6 right. Scott 87. Craig 82 through 8. 4-pin lead for the Hatchetmen, minus the ball. 2 crucial points. These teams are tied in the standings. Craig, good bid, rolling to the 6. What's on the
7
brakes?
splits. 7 for Craig Holbrook.
7 of 9.
Yes.
Douglas picks it up for a 10. 10's a huge. 97 through 9. You're not marking, get your 9s and 10s. Like that one, Craig Holbrook, 92 through 9.
That's 6 straight 10 boxes for Scott Douglas to go with a strike 9 and a couple of 9s.
That's a good sign usually when you're doing that. It's
Well,
a 4-pin lead still for the Hatchetmen, 495, 491.
yeah, one mark and Scott could have triple digits easy.
Dan Castle calling a middle string next on Candlepin Bowling Network. I'll check on the lineup changes after that while Dan takes over. Again, later on today, our last match, Bowling Ball Mafia takes on Kingswood Bulletproof, Canadian team. Our last match today on Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube and Facebook. Lane delay on lane 13. Update from Greg Gouillart on the standings, the marks and the situations here and the pinning.
Mark situation is 10-10. Pinning is 6 in favor of Maria's subs. So this tight match is slightly favoring Maria's at the moment, and that pinning might be the reason why. Haven't had many of those pin reversals where bonus balls go one way and pinning overrides it, but it could. Many, if any.
Scott Douglas on lane 14 here in Moncton, New Brunswick, Canada. At Fairlanes, 9 down, 1 to go. The 7-pin for a spare. Holbrook takes down the 2, has the 8 to contend with for a spare. Wood to help.
Finally. Through no fault of Craig's own. All over the head pin, only missed it once.
Douglas spare. 107 to the ball in the 10th. Holbrook to match. Does so. 102 in the ball in the 10th. A thriller here in Moncton, a close one, a low-scoring one, but a win is a win is a win. A tie is 1 point, a win is 2 points. Two huge spare fills here. Hatchetmen lead by 4.
I've resorted to squinting again, but I'm fairly sure I'm right.
Triangle plus the 10.
In the
Holbrook 5, so 6 fill for Scott Douglas. 113 opening string. Holbrook 5 fill, 107 opening string. It's a 5-pin lead for the Hatchetmen, minus a ball. A slight virtual lead by the average spare fill of 6.5. Stats by Candlepin Bowling Network for Maria Subs. That's for John Winchell next, but now it's Keith Beaupre and Sean Baker, head to head, side by side. Final 4 box of the first.
All scores should still be correct, unofficial until announced otherwise.
Keith won a Pro Series title in October 2021 at Spare Time in Whitensville, Massachusetts. His team won the Friday Night Pro League with Lafayette a couple seasons ago. He has the 1-7-8. Sean Baker on the nose. Can't get rid of the 10 in the corner. 2-4 left. Keith the more favorable leave in a sense. 5-pin lead for the Hatchetmen. Beaupre up the wall, just falls short of the 8. Heck of a bid. Baker, 2 full in his object, 4 in the 10. It might come down to the last box of the last ball. Keith cleans it up for a 10, 87 through 9.
Some misses on second balls for Baker, but also 3 splits to contend with.
Baker 9, 81 through 9. At a pin to the lead, 6 pins for the Hatchetmen, minus a ball.
That's why this Hall of Fame probable is a string that's underwater at the moment.
It's a virtual tie. Beaupre 9. This should be a slam dunk with a 3-pin, wooden front to help.
Beaupre is one pin to get.
And he got it. Knew it right away.
One of the few bowlers who will turn around when he knows he's made the shot.
A turnaround spare, you could say. 97 to ball. Baker won't go. 1 of the 10. It's 1 mark for each side. The Hatchetmen lead by 6 right now. Pending Baker's box here. He gets 1 for 9. It's a 7-pin lead for the Hatchetmen. 1 spare for each side. Sean, disappointing opening string 90. Wouldn't be surprised if he comes back with a 156. Seven-pin lead plus this ball from Keith Beaupre. Winchell's going to probably need another mark to have a chance for the first 2 points. On the bonus, beautiful shot. Well, it goes. Yes, it does. Strike on spare. What a finish. The
Big.
Tsunami, 107. Not his best string, but a big 20 bucks here in Moncton. Big 20, great bowling center in Scarborough, Maine. More importantly, a 17-pin lead, and John Winchell can cut it back to the teens. He's on a spare on lane 13. Final 2 boxes of the first.
Still showing all scores is on track here. Big 20 bucks. Sorry, repeating the thing that was just called. Marias could still come back into this, but Winchell needs to start marking. Here it comes.
1 yards, half Worcester, 2 in the 8.
Ooh.
Key spare fill here for Winchell. In the pocket, off the wall, 8, 9, will it go? It does! Strike on spare, wow!
Oh, what a time for that.
Timely strike for John Winchell, the 50-year-old that comes through again.
Possible lead change now.
106 to 8, 116 plus 2 through 9. Winiar's good try, 4 left, 6 right.
Good second ball.
Here we go, down the stretch.
Winiar's a reputable pinner. This is going to be put to the test. 9 is fine, of course, if he can manage it.
Field goal 8, 111 through 9. 1 box to go, 2 strings after this. It's a 5-pin lead for the Hatchetmen. But John Winchell from Maria sub 6 to take the lead.
The probability is Winiar's needs a mark pending this fill unless Winchell can't get it to fill up.
Craig Holberg confirms the 5-pin lead for the Hatchetmen.
Thank you, Craig. Oh, did you just gesture back here? That was kind.
He was gesturing to Faye Sawyer, who's here in attendance, here for the ladies going to Halifax this weekend.
Yeah. We appreciate the help anyway.
Deb Reekins here also. Winiar's needs a mark. He's got 8. He's got the 3 and 10 to work with.
Yeah, that's gettable. Needs it.
Winchell 6 for the lead. In the pocket, 9. They take the lead by 3. 4 make it. They're up by 4. 5-pin for another one.
And to seal the deal, surely.
125 through 9. They're up 4. Winiar's needs a mark to get the first 2 points. They tie. It's 1 point.
Well, it wouldn't be surely. It would come down to bonus balls. That would be an interesting finish.
For a spare.
Get through.
Yes! He got it! Clutch shot by All World. 121. Winchell spare the match. 135 in the ball. Here we go again. Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, it's coming down to it. 4 pins. Bonus balls is what it's coming down to.
4-pin lead.
Ties are possible. That would split the match points. Anything else? We've got a hair-raising 2-0.
121 for Wizard. Could use a strike to put the pressure on Winchell. On the bonus. Looks good. 8. 129. John needs 5 to win. 4 to tie for 1 point. 5 to win for the first 2 points in the first of 3 strings on Candlepin Bowling Network World Tournament. In the pocket, they got it. 7, what a finish right down to the last ball. It's predicted. 142 for Hall of Fame eligible John Winchell. What a performance. Chris Winiar's 129. 570 to 567. Maria Subs wins by 3 pins. Unbelievable. Dan Castle will take over from here. Paul Grant, Greg Gouillart, Dan Castle. ICC Men's Worlds Team Championships on Candlepin Bowling Network.
I'm showing, is that a 571 on the board over there? Oh yeah, that's 143. That's a 143. I'm not sure I got that wrong, but Winchell 143. Excuse me, let me announce this to the folks out here. 571 to 567. 4 pins is the win for Maria's subs. And we'll stand by while we get set for string number 2. Holy smokes, what a string.
Okay, Sean Becker just advised us that he and Craig Holbrook are switching spots in.
Just a moment, folks. Let me reset.
Okay. So.
Just a second. If you don't mind keeping the track of the boxes, and then we'll get those
Okay.
substitutions in.
Sounds good.
That's Mayer still.
Yeah, Mayer is on his second ball. He missed a spare attempt. And Keith Beaupre on the left.
It is both, Ray. Okay, so we got a substitution.
Yep, and that's a spare for Beaupre.
Very nice. I guess I'll take it from Paul, if I may, as we watch Mayer's third ball.
Yep.
Paul, would you mind helping me out with substitutions? Just a second. I know what I'm going to do, folks. Thank you for your patience while we wrangle this around and put that 7 box in the board. I take this microphone, I pass it to Paul, and he mentions.
Sorry, guys. Tim Douglas is swapped with Keith Beaupre is swapped to the first spot. Tim Douglas fourth. We'll get the update if anything else changes. Sean Baker now in the 4th spot. Craig Holbrook in the 3rd spot. They flip spots. Everything else the same from Rita subs.
Holbrook and Baker exchange, just to confirm, right? May I ask you to hold that mic for just a moment longer, please? Please, please, please.
Whoa, backdoor
What
strike for Beaupre.
A backdoor strike, you said?
Backdoor strike. He was off in the 2-pin.
Oh, man.
3-pin, I'm sorry.
What a time for that.
After that nail biter. And Brian Mayer. He had a spread eagle and picked up 2 of the left.
And he gets a 6 box on that one. Paul again.
John Irby Kafalis back in the lineup in the 3rd spot for the Hatchetmen, who lost the first string by 3 pins.
That'll be in place of Chester Cove or in place of Scott Douglas?
He's in for Dave Chestikov, who filled in that string for John Kafalis.
Okay, and there he is now in position number 2. Interestingly, DC got up to the line.
And that's Irby Kafalis, John Kafalis, known as Irby, and I've spoken about him yesterday. Great guy. We have Brian Fuller Jr. on the right with a punch out. Spread eagle left.
Just elevate the voice a bit.
Okay, there we go. Irby with a nice head pin hit, and he takes out 6, and he's left with a 5-7, 6-10. And he's got Wood over by the 2 on the right. That something's moving around. I don't think it'll impact that, but here we go with Fuller. Fuller is on the head pin, and that 7 pin was looking to fall into the 4, but it didn't go. Okay, John Kafalis, Irby Kafalis. And on a spare attempt, he's on that wood.
Whoa!
Hit it the way I thought you should, but the 7 didn't go. And Brian Fuller Jr. with a nice 10 pin, 10 bucks. And Irby tried to match it, but he picked up with a 9.
Guess it was a high hit on the wood.
Yeah, it looked like it was pretty much covering for me, but apparently it didn't.
Fuller toppling pins left and right. He's got the 9 pins still to go. Plank is, it'd probably be better if it did flatten against the pin edge. Kafalis 6-7-10.
Irby had a nice head pin hit and left himself a 6-7-10 split with Wood that may help. And I think Fuller's Wood's out a little ways, but if he drives it straight back, he ought to get this. He does, no problem. So Irby's got another interesting spare with Wood that might help. He's on the right side of the red line and doesn't carry the 7, so makes a good bid both times.
And can't get the time of day either time.
One pin has to stay up. And that costs another mark for the Hatchetmen. Pins out of it okay with a 10.
Friendly reminder, you can keep track of the marks that are left to fill on each side with the yellow blips at the top of your screen. So there's one yellow dot on each side. That's between total and game. So the marks are even at this, of course, very early stage, but that's how you track it as the match progresses.
Okay. Sean Baker coming up on the right for Maria Subs, and we have Scotty Douglas on the left for the Hatchetmen. Sean right in the pocket on the left. Timmy full on, or Scotty full on the head pin, and Sean still has Wood moving. So the 3 and the 5 appear to look like that they'd be standing alone if that Wood would settle down to the left. I don't think he wants it in front of those pins. It's not a bad place to stop. But Baker was drawn to the 5 pin and just took that out, so he's open. Scott Douglas has 3 and 2, and he lifts it to the right, doesn't go. Christine Ward asks us in a 9 box for Sean Baker. Scotty trying to get something like that too. And just a 6 box for Scott Douglas. Very disappointing ending of that box for him, seeing as he started in the head pin. So Christine Ward is asking if we could post a standing sheet at some point. And those are on League Secretary for Fairlanes. You have to do a little Google search. We have had people share those for us, but we'll see what we can do. 8 drop for Baker. Scotty's flirting with a strike, but that 7 pin just doesn't want to fall down yet. Baker looking at the 4-10 split with Wood in there. This will be pretty if it goes.
There's a piece of wood in the middle of the pin plate, perhaps usable.
Yeah, that might be
That one.
that one. Yep. There you go. You called it before it happened.
I didn't expect him to strip off the front piece of wood, but it deflected nice and easy. Spare for Baker.
And that should have been a spare for Douglas too, and he got robbed a little bit by that wood. That looked good. And Greg, I don't know if you caught my mention of the request for links to the standings page.
Yeah, this will be a tricky one. What I'd like to do is look it up on my phone so I can rattle it off. But here's the annoying thing. The last time I went to leaguesecretary.com, Google's ads covered up the Canadian provinces portion of the Find a Center link on that particular section. Nowhere else. I could have found a Mexican bowling center, no offense, but I couldn't access the Canadian provinces. So let's see if I can do this again here. But
is it requiring a well, you can skip it. I use that for our leagues, but all right. Craig Holbrook, Hall of Fame bowler, as Paul I'm sure mentioned.
Oh, here we go.
Dropped 7 on his first ball, and he has the 1-3-10 Wood there. And Timmy Douglas went to the 3 pin and left the 4 horsemen. So here comes Craig Holbrook, and man, that doesn't make any sense. Douglas on the 3 pin, didn't pick up the head pin. There we go. Scott Henderson, thank you. You are a scholar and a gentleman, sir. There is the link to the standing sheets. So we do have it on our live chat on Facebook. You can watch us on Facebook if you want to pick up that link, and that'll be there for you.
No community like the bowling community.
Hey, you guys out there are godsend to us. I can't emphasize that enough. We have 3 of us working here. We don't have a whole team of people to help us with that stuff.
That's a head pin spill for Douglas, 7-8-10.
And Holbrook has the 1-3. Holbrook picks up the spare. Timmy Douglas, 7-8-10, Wood in the mix. How is it going to work? He went for, wow, that really went. That was great. He caught, That was a precision shot. He caught the left cap of that wood just off enough to send something over to the right and the ball to the left. And that was a wild spare. All right. Putting up the live chat on the YouTube channel to see what's going on here. A little quiet on the messages. Scott Easterbrooks. Wayne Petty from Michigan. Previously mentioned that was a place I used to live in during the summers. A long, long time ago. But I love Michigan very much. It's one of my favorite places. I live in Massachusetts. John Winchell came in on a 2-pin and took out 4. Chris Winiarz, all right, gets another one. And that's a 7-drop for him. Sideways triangle, it appears to me. He sure is.
Yeah. I don't think we've seen that leave in a long time.
I could do without ever seeing it, although I've spared it a few times. It's not as easy.
Oh, tip!
There, spare for Winchell. And again, we see the wood looking like it's going to be your friend and ending up with nothing good off of that. And Winiarz shows his pinning skills.
He's only left 4 pins in the 7 markless frames he's had.
I'm sure he'd like to have some marks, but hey, Mike Capone, Alicia Record, good to see you. Steve Reno, Mike McEachern, Scott Henderson, of course. We're getting quite a few viewers joining this match on both streams. All right, John Winchell puts 6 in his spare. He's got the 1, 6, 7, 10. Winiarz looking for a good leave here, and it's not too bad for missing the head pin. He's got the 1 and 2, and the wood might block the head pin from going over to the 2, and if he hits it with a ball, I don't know. We'll see. Winchell makes an amazing shot. 1, 6, 7, 10. That was awesome.
Only slightly easier without the inner pin. Still got to slice it nice.
All right, Winiarz trying for the wood, and that was more of a deflection than I thought it would be. I thought it might be a slight miss, not a complete miss of that 2-pin.
Not a true gift away from the head pin.
And he picks up the 10. So that leaves Winiarz at 2 and Winchell at 26 plus the ball after 2. And now going back to the top of the lineup, and Greg with a quick update.
Yeah, look at all those smudges up for Maria Subs. All those 4 marks.
4 out of 5 ain't bad, is it?
Yeah, it just. Yeah, Brian Mayer had a 7 and a 6. We saw him explode last time on our stream.
The Beaupre's on a strike, and he's on your right. Doesn't get a strike that time. Hit the 2-pin, and he's got 3 and 2.
4 and 2.
4 and 2. Is there an 8-pin back, the 9-pin back there?
Yep.
And Meyer left on he was on a 2-pin too. But he gets half the rack, almost. All right, so 6 in the strike for Beaupre. And the 1, 3, 4, 7. Meyer trying to pick this up. He goes to the other side of the head pin.
That leaf Mayer had, I'm tentative title left out, just the left 3 columns out.
Right,
as opposed to right out. That's my idea, anyway.
All right, Beaupre. Yeah, I agree with you. That's good. 8 boxes, matching 8 boxes for these guys.
I'm not as proud of that one. I'm open to workshop on that one, but there you go.
Can there become a glut of names for leaves?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, box 4 for Beaupre, who's at 44 right now. And Meyer is only at 21 after 3. And Keith Beaupre, one of the fastest balls in the game. There's a strike for
there
Meyer.
we go.
All right.
Needed.
First mark of this of his string, not match, his string. And Beaupre is looking at the 1, 3, 7.
Nothing a strike can't repair all those pins lost. Drop a dime on that, and you're back in business.
And Beaupre puts a great bid on that one, but not enough deflection of the ball to carry it to the 7. So he's going to be without a spare or open here. And a 9 box, and look at that. I mean, what is going on with the wood here?
I have a feeling the pins are starting to become progressively more evil as it goes. Maybe it's just my imagination, but
They've had enough of being beat on.
Although we did have that backdoor, although Beaupre did just get a backdoor strike 2 frames ago, but
Hey, yeah, that's true.
I don't know. This game does not get easier as you go, Dan. You know that.
Oh, I tell you. No, I've had some pretty miserable things happen. I've had some great breaks, too. Nothing like seeing your opponent exasperated because you were way off the mark and it falls back to give you a spare or a strike.
Ain't that the way?
They're always good. Are you kidding me?
That again. Yes, there's an 8-pin.
Fuller on a spare. And why not put 9 on it?
You are not allowed to substitute for Dave Chestercove now. Not in the middle of the box. That's definitely against the rules.
So Irby Kafalis, who twice kind of got taken advantage of by the wood in the last time he was up, is now looking for the 3 and 2. And, well, he's got 2 of the 3.
Yeah, sorry. The Grievance Committee subscribes to Candlepin Bowling Network. We know this now.
Okay. So Irby's looking at the 1, 4, 6, 10. And Brian Fuller just has the 2-pin up there. Irby picks up 1 more for a 7 box, and there we go again. Another robbery by a fallen pin, previously fallen pin, or a piece of wood, as we call it. So 9 box for Brian Fuller Jr.
Well, if they're subscribed to Candlepin Bowling Network, why aren't you? Hit that red subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube, and hit that bell icon as well. There's a lot of matches, a lot of stop starts to the stream. That'll make sure you stay in the know as we go through the second half of this World's coverage this week, live from Fairlanes in Moncton, New Brunswick.
John Kafalis off under the 3-pin leaves. You call that the outpost, right?
Yep.
A 4 horsemen left plus the 10-pin.
With a piece of wood that I'm not convinced really helps anything.
I don't think any wood helps anything anywhere right now. I think stay away from the wood is probably the best advice I can give, but I don't think you can here. I think he's got to put that right in that little spot between the left end of the wood and the head pin, and I think that's his best shot. Conceivably, he could go to the 1-2 pocket, but I think the wood might block the head pin from going to the 10. So, me not being a bowler that can go to the Worlds, but a reasonably okay bowler myself, I think I would go there, right in that little spot. Now, on the other hand, Fuller Jr. has 1, 2, he's got an 8-pin back there, and he's got the 6 and 10. He's got to probably play one side or the other of the head pin, obviously. Irby went for the 2-pin, or his ball did. I don't think he was trying to go there, and that didn't take the whole spare. See what Brian Fuller does. He misses a head pin, too.
Yeah, you know, that vertical piece of wood kept everything contained. It could have taken it if he'd gotten the head pin.
Oh, yeah.
Having that little barricade on the left side to just contain the physics equation.
So Kafalis with a 9 box, and well, you never know here with the wood going back and forth, and Fuller Jr. with a clear 10 box. All right, the wood's going to stay in the channel this time. No freebies for John. So after 4, 35, and where are we for Fuller Jr.? I'm sorry.
Even on pinfall, marks stacking up for Maria Subs. 4 open marks to the 1, as you can see by the yellow dots between total and game.
All right, Scotty Douglas, the double king yesterday, or day before. Putting up 3 doubles and 3 strings in one match. Has a cleary right, and Sean Baker. 6 in the fill. Scotty, good bid. All right, well, he hit his objects, but left the 6-pin, so open box for Sean Baker in box 3.
Sean's finding the range more and more. 3 for 3 on the head pin to start.
Just 10 box for Scott Douglas, 25 after 3. And Baker with a 9 box. Makes me feel better sometimes to see one of these guys miss a single pin.
Yeah, 9s are fine.
9s are good. 10s are better. 9s are fine.
I wonder if the percentage of singles made changes between the second and third ball. That's one I've ordered in the backlog of Bob Lee's statistics tracking. We'll see.
I think it does a little bit because I think for some reason you saw where you missed and you make some kind of adjustment unconsciously a lot of times that brings you closer. That's my best guess. Scotty Douglas dropped 1, 5 pins there with some wood. Sean Baker only 5. And he has a head pin, a triangle on the left, and a 10 pin.
Oh,
here we go.
No.
For another time, the wood just didn't work. He capped it. He needed to be to the side of it. Look at this bid. Barry Baker put a good bid on it.
As it is, it's the second 9 drop that hasn't panned out for Scotty. He scores 10.
And Baker gets a 9 out of that. So $10 for Douglas and $9 for Baker. 35 for Douglas, 43 for Baker after 4 boxes. And now we see Hall of Fame bowler Craig Holbrook on the left. A legend in this game. And Timmy Douglas, perhaps a future Hall of Famer. He's been putting up some big numbers over the last few years. We'll see. Both are on fills, 20 and 20 so far, plus this ball. Douglas with an 8 drop. 1 and 7 stays up, so he puts 8 on his fill. Holbrook. Little full on the head pin. And a 6 fill. No, snake is 7. 7 in the fill.
Adjusting, 27 through 2.
And the 3, 7, 10. Timmy's looking at the 1, 10, 7. And there you go. That didn't look like it was going to go for a second, but it did.
It has to. It just has to.
Some point. Holbrook is off to the left of the object pin, and
could have made the mirror image of what he made last string.
yeah. There's a lot of old videos of Holbrook's appearances on the various Candlepin bowling TV shows, and he's really has quite a history that's just amazing.
I have a controversial opinion. In that match where Ulstead dumped a triple strike on him, Holbrook had a much better middle string than Tommy did.
Yeah.
Just my humble opinion.
Oh, that's a famous game.
Whoa.
Douglas, lemon dropped.
Uh-oh.
On a spare, where's Paul?
Uh-oh.
Holbrook on the 3 pin, takes out 6.
There was a Canadian kids show called Uh-Oh. It's sort of like Slime Time Live was in Nickelodeon. Just kids and this sarcastic, exuberant host on purpose, just like an obnoxious personality.
So Holbrook is calling his
Hysterical
shot. He already made the slash for spare. Oh, he didn't call it right. He did a Babe Ruth, point over the fence. I'm going to hit it here.
I couldn't tell what he was gesturing there at the end.
No, he was making a slash mark with his hand, and his teammates were too. And he's saying, I got this. Don't worry about it. I got a spare here. Well, he didn't get a spare. Oh, well.
All right, $9 and a $10. I've missed a fill, I'm sorry to say. Oh, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
No, no.
It was a lemon drop.
Yeah, that's right. It was a lemon drop.
That's right. I'm with it. And I'll score check in a couple boxes anyway.
All right, John.
For you fine folks out there.
John Winchell on your left for Maria Subs and Chris Winiars for the Hatchetmen. Winiars first. Winchell's on a spare. He's 26 and a fill. 2 boxes in. Winiars has 2 10s. And there's 8 pins toward the next spare or 10. Winchell, this is a fill ball. Puts it on the head pin. Triangle on your right, 7 pin on your left, a V-shaped arrangement of wood in the right place. 6 in the fill. Winiars misses. The only thing I worry about this is I think the left piece of wood is a little deeper than maybe it needs to be to cover the 7. But no, I was wrong. I was wrong there. I was right that I thought that would go. So Winchell buried it in a V, and that took out the spare. A beautiful spare after the previous one in the 3rd box.
Maria subs. Pretty conclusive advantage right now.
They're up 8, 2 marks ahead of the Hatchetmen.
You saw that. That noise was for the parallelogram make you saw on your screen.
All right, Gouillart's off to the right. I think that's a 5-drop. It is. Winchell's on a mark again. And his team came from behind to win that last string, and so
he's got a devilish triplet of 6-fills.
So 6s. Let's see if Gouillart can pick this one up. Nope, he's off to the right, off his object.
You slap a pile of 3 6s in Egyptian War, you got to burn the whole deck of playing cards. No one else play that game?
No, I don't.
No one plays speed games.
Could it come back? Could it come back? Does not come back.
Taking all comers for cribbage as well. Kegler's Bar here at Fairlanes has a cribbage board in the bar. So if anyone's listening to this and can make the trip or is listening to the stream now, I'll take someone on after. I'll fight.
9 bucks for Gouillart and 10 bucks for Winchell.
Time for a score check. I'll be right back.
Okay, 38 for Gouillart, 48 for Winchell after 4. And we're now looking at Brian Mayer on the left, who is on us. Oh, he's going to be on the right. I'm sorry, they switched. And he's going to be on a strike. Keith Beaupre on the left, who's at 53. Okay, Fuller, Mayer, first ball on a strike fill. Takes out 7. Yep, 7. Any more? Nope, 7 in the fill for the first ball. Beaupre drops a bomb. Strike
Again.
for Keith Beaupre. That was not backdoor.
His second.
And Meyer puts a spare on strike. Okay, Beaupre getting himself set up to have a good fill on the next one.
With the lane resetting, let's give the mic over to Paul for an update.
We have some updates just a moment, guys. When you get a chance, let me know when you want to do it. But
Go
Sean
ahead.
McDonald's taking Scott Douglas's place this string. We have some updates so far. The first string, our second match of 3. Team USA 574, Mass 558. USA up by 16. Outlaw Rides against TBD Bolorama. TBD takes it 597, 593 by 4 pins. Lucky Strike drops to Central Park Lanes 566 to 549. CP up 17. 2.64 wins 537, 522. And the pitcher's duel 15 pins over Avon Valley Lanes. Unbelievable Lanes drops to Academy Lanes 625, 596. Academy Lanes up in the match by 29. Justin Waters World 160 first string. April Construction drops to Fenway Academy by 10 pins, 612, 602. Brian Kroller, 148. Bayers Road Bolorama, 6-2 earlier. Take on Oakland Park. They win it 575, 518. More in just a moment.
Thank you, Paul.
Okay, and we just saw Keith Beaupre put a spare on strike. And Meyer ended up with a 9 box. So now we have Irby Kafalis.
All scores confirmed as you see it. And after Paul does have more score updates, but we'll wait until this box to do it, which will take
Strike
long.
for Brian Fuller Jr. That was a big one, and Kafalis looking good on his.
Whoa.
And a strike for Irby.
Oh, Paul, looky.
Okay,
They
2
got
balls.
strikes already, Paul. Let's get it going.
Scores Harry's All-Stars win by 1 pin over New England Flooring. They got a spare in the last box. A 4-fill lost by 1 pin for New England Flooring. 552, 551. Prosperity U against Kingswood Bulletproof. We'll see Kingswood Bulletproof next with Bowling Ball Mafia. Kingswood wins it by 49, 585, 536. Devin Books, 147. Tom McDonald had a 140 string. 149 for Books. A+ accounting, 604, stars and strikes, 495, 109 pin win, Nate LeBlanc, 146. Last one, Spike's Chimney Services, loses to Bowling Ball Mafia, 643, 541 by 102 pins, Mark Carrier, 140.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, that's a stream drop. There we go. 10 box and a 7 box. So 3 pins picked up. So let me just recap real quick with apologies for that drop. 9 fill, 10 box for Fuller, and 6 fill, 7 box for Irby Cafalas.
So I'm being asked about what is the setup called the Worcester and what's the story behind it. So we talked about this a little yesterday. So and I'll let you explain more about it. But the setup generally is when you punch out 2, the 2 and the 8, or the 3 and the 9. Those are both called a half Worcester, and a full Worcester is when both of those are out, if I remember correctly, or the 1-5. All right. Sean McDonald in now.
Yes, indeed. Sean McDonald throwing practice balls right now, so none of these count. Now he presses the button, and he'll be in now as the 3rd bowler.
Right, so if Chris Scoville, if you watch us call, you'll see us show one of those punch-outs as a half Worcester typically, or worse, as a full Worcester leave. And apparently there was a match between a team from Worcester, a team from Boston in Boston, and somebody punched that out, and the other team laughed and said, "You're halfway back home to Worcester now." So that's why it's called a half Worcester. Now Baker is copying. He dropped 6, and he's copying Craig Holbrook's calling the shot. He says he's going to get this one. He's making the spare slash with his hands. Sean McDonald's first ball punched out a couple. So these guys are goofing around, and he gets his. He's waving to Holbrook that was easy, no problem.
Yeah, you already wrote that on the board, didn't you?
Those guys are doing quite well in this tournament, and they're having a good time. And in the meantime, McDonald trying to clean up what he's got, and he has a 6 box to start his appearance here. Baker and Holbrook go back a long ways. Sean Baker on the fill and makes the fill 8, adds 8 to his score. McDonald, he's on the 3 pin and takes out 5. So 4 horsemen. 4 horsemen plus the 8 pin back there. So Sean Baker's going for the battle of the Seans here, don't we? Baker's going for the 1-3, no wood to play with. Nope. Good thing he didn't make the slash mark. Oh, hold it. Look at this. All right. He says, yeah, that's how I planned it. And Winchell's giving him a whack with the towel. Yeah, I planned it that way. No, he didn't. We got it.
Oh, we caught that.
Yeah,
pretty sure that caught on Mike.
Baker's coming up to the booth.
So that didn't get caught on camera, but he was gesturing up. Like, that's how you do it, pointing up. That's how you get it done.
9 bucks for McDonald. These guys are a lot of fun. And it's kind of fun watching this match because we have the Hatchetmen, who are mostly younger group, and a couple of experienced, really top-notch, well-known bowlers. And, you know, really, Craig Holbrook is probably considered by a lot to be the equivalent of the Larry Bird of basketball, but for Candlepin bowling. With a long record of accomplishments. All right, but he'll be open in this box, as will Timmy Douglas. And Holbrook looks to clean it up and ends up with a 9 box. Craig Holbrook. And Douglas for the 10.
Checking levels.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yep, I'm good. Craig has bowled 190 or better 19 times. High single being a 197. He hasn't broken the 200 mark as far as we know. Maybe we'll see it this week. Who knows? Tim Douglas.
Split.
Yep, both on the head pin that time. Now Holbrook's leave, is the wood going to be friendly to him? Give him some respect, and it does. It should. Paul calls Tim the Tornado, and the Tornado leaves some structure standing there with a 7. How do you like that? And, you know, Tim's not even 30 yet and bowling out, you know, incredibly with a 120 average, a high single of 194 last year at Worlds. And he's been bowling since he was 3 years old. Loved it from day one. Said his parents took him when he was a little kid. There's been many duels between Tim Douglas and Justin Waters. I've covered a couple of them. They're a lot of fun. So John Winchell off to the right, takes out 6th. Chris Winiers on the head pin that time, and again with a split. Gary Renard from Tennessee, we are glad to see you here.
Whoa.
Winchell gets the wood looking like it might take something, so Winiers has to pick this up here. And gets the left half of it, left 3/5.
It's the 4th time Winchell's dropped 6 specifically on the first ball.
And Winchell, he's got some. I should probably pull out some of these things too and look at this. Paul's probably gone over this in the first match. I was watching it, but not on the stream. And a 10 box for Winiars. I do not see a sheet here for John Winchell. And you got their final ball on that score?
Yep.
Good deal.
10 box for Douglas and a 10 box for Winiars, excuse me. I swear I got it. And a 9 box for John Winchell.
Now, I understand Winchell has not yet been inducted in the Hall of Fame, but that could be happening very soon at some point.
First year eligible.
Yep.
Says Paul.
And head pin hit with a 5 a dime. Winiers is off a little bit, but gets a break.
Yeah, that's a nice plank on that 8 pin.
Yeah, I kind of like that one. 1-8, wood in between. Honestly, either side of the head pin should take that.
Just don't fly it over top, I guess.
That's about it, yeah. So
Christo's a smooth ball.
Winchell trying to see what that wood would do, and it just didn't work. So see if Winiars can pick up some pins here, and he misses a head pin. You had to hit that. Had to hit the head pin for that to go. So Winchell now has the wood out of the way. See if you can get a 9 or 10 out of this.
I'll read what I'm smirking at in a second. 9 box for Winchell.
Okay, and 10 box for Winiars. So
YouTube's. Sorry. Actually, score check.
Yep.
I'm going to monopolize the stream just for a second for a few things. First of all, the stats check: 12 marks to 7 for Maria's subs. Pinning is 4 in their favor, so really it's the marks that are creating the big advantage right now. And I see a message from Chris Harris, who bowls with a lot of these guys, Union Street now, Hingham Country Club team, or South Shore Country Club in Hingham. I beg your pardon, South Shore Country Club in Hingham, Massachusetts. What a great John Winchell finish. Now let's go, boys. Wake the up. I'm not going to show the language. Some may object, but I love it.
We're back at the top with Beaupre. On the right, he just put 4 in his fill. And Mayer.
Beaupre is 6, I think. Yeah, 4 up, 6 down.
I'm sorry, I reversed it.
Strike that, reverse it.
I do that sometimes. Oh, there was a 4 and a 6 involved. And both bowlers will be spareless in this box. Nine box for Beaupre, 8 box for Mayer. Is it Mayer or Meyer?
Mayer.
Mayer, that's okay. I want to get it right because I know these guys go back to their hotel room and watch some of the guys do that. I've been told that several times today. And the last thing I want to hear is tomorrow have some bowler come in and say, "You screwed up my name, Castle." Look at that 9 for Beaupre. That was a big splash. Mayer coming in on the 2-pin again.
Man. Chesterco seeing a lot of his leave already.
So Keith's got a tough one here. He's got the 7-pin only in the wood, and he goes around the wood. Look at the precision of that shot. That wood is not moving a bit. He came to the right to left and went behind the wood and picked up the pin. So Mayer is open here. And leaves a 9 box for 84 after 8. Beaupre at 108 plus a ball. Maria Subs has a lead.
Piling it on right now. After that close finish to the last string, which is why total and game margin are so close together, only 4 off, of course, because the last string was won by 4. 2 match points per string, 2 for total, 8 total match points on offer across all these 11 round-robin matches, this being the 8th of them before our top 5 playoffs in each division. So if you want to view it another way, 10 of 24 teams will make the playoffs, but the 5 of 12 in each separate division for round-robin play.
These guys encouraging each other. You just saw Timmy Douglas and John Winchell giving each other a hug. And they're in the midst of a match, too. So that's a camaraderie that they have and a respect for each other they have. Irby Kafalis first ball. 7 down, 4-7-10 left. Brian Fuller Jr. has 7 down, and the remainder is a 5-9-10. All right, Irby took a shot at it, didn't go. And Fuller took a shot at it too, and the left and the right pin went, but the middle one in the middle didn't. Danny Pham, good to see you here, Commissioner. 9 box for Irby, and a 10 box for Brian Fuller Jr.
Fuller has only left 1 pin standing in this string so far.
He's at 87 after 7, 20 pin advantage over John Kafalis.
Including a couple of well-pinned splits.
Kafalis really wants to mark here. Put another mark up on the lights for him if he can, and that's not going to help. He's going to have to make an amazing shot to do that.
4 splits for Irby.
And when he's had wood that looked great, he got deflected around, and Fuller drops 9 on that 2-pin hit, and just as the head pin to go. They almost look like opposites on the 2 lanes here. Kafalis, he's really trying to kick that 3-pin and company over to the wall and back, but missed everything, and Brian Fuller Jr. puts up a spare. Now Irby just wants to get out of this with no less than a 7. A lot of times we just try to take 3 at a time, but he was going for the spare, I can tell you that. Oh, and there was also an 8-pin back there. That means that he ends up with
5, I'm afraid.
I'm trying to see if the 9 was back there, and I didn't see it, but
yeah,
no, it wasn't. So
strike 6 is the only uptick in that string. Still 2 boxes to go.
So we have somebody going down there to clean up wood off the deck. John Winchell doing that for us. And now we see Sean Baker, who just came off of a very exciting 2 spares, called his first shot, giving Craig Holbrook a little grief for that, and then he picked up another one, and if he'd missed it, he was back here by the booth yelling that that's the way you do it. So now he's on a fill, 71 plus the ball. Sean McDonald went off the head pin.
Oh,
look at
boy.
this, look at that.
Point?
That's
Are we going to get more theatrics? No, he's focused. Oh, he's dialed
no,
in
we
now.
might after the second box. Oh, there we go. That's a good comeback for Sean McDonald. A nice spare.
Very good.
That was essential. So Baker's got 3 marks in a row now. 2 spares and a strike.
Recently off the bench, McDonald finding the range.
Okay, on the 3. Takes out 5. Okay. Baker on a first ball of a strike fill. Powerful ball.
Wherever it may hit. Tip over.
6 in the first ball. 1, 2, 4, 5. McDonald looking at a diamond and 1. I think, yep. Well, kind of a diamond, but he just got the 1. 2 parallel pins. Parallelogram, not a diamond. And Baker puts 9 in that fill, and the pin's going over there. Is it going to do it?
Whoa!
There it goes.
Just one solid tap was all it took. It was a light one, but still.
That's how he planned it.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, Sean's going to be so high on life right now.
Yeah, he's explaining that's how he planned it all the way.
Yeah. Yep. Sean will get you a telestrator, and you can diagram that amazing make. But what a string going. 31 over par. 31 over par.
And he's pointing up in the booth at us, giving us a smile. Hope you guys saw that. We did.
Oh, yeah.
It's recorded for the ages. Glenn Gill, glad to see you here, pal. All right, Timmy Douglas. Off to the right. Leaves it Caleri left. And here comes Craig Holbrook. He's on a spare, 64 and a ball.
Glenn's average was world class at one point, right?
Oh, he's doing great now. He really is banging it out. He just came back this last year.
Kicking and screaming, but I think it's worth the trip.
Holbrook through the hole. Douglas missed his spare attempts too. And Tim Douglas with a 9 box. Holbrook looking to clean up this mess. And 7 out of it. All right, did you catch the fill on that?
Boxes are in as entered. 9 box for Tim Douglas and a 7 box for Craig Holbrook.
Okay, good. Tim Douglas, he was on the pocket. Very little doubt about that one, and that's a Douglas bomb from the Tornado. Holbrook trying to match it. And good head pin hit, but a 7-10 split. And now you got to look at the wood and see which direction do you go on the wood. And I believe there's, can't see. No, it fell back in the pit. So there's one on the right, one on the left. There's not one behind. He's going to the extreme right. And I can see what he's doing. He's trying to take the ball either directed back or off the wall to the 10 and the pin to the 7. Didn't work. And it's just an 8 box for Craig Holbrook. The wood did not help him at all in that box.
By the way, pinning was actually, it was a pin out victory, as I mentioned. So the win margin was 4 for Maria Subs, even though Hatchetmen had, what was it, 2 more bonus pins. The pinning was 6 in Maria Subs' favor, so they won by 4.
All right, now coming up are our anchor bowlers. Chris Winiar's on the right, John Winchell on the left, and Winchell has an 18-pin lead over Winiar's at the moment.
That may have been the first time that's happened on our featured lanes, but I need to double check that.
What's
a lot
that?
of strengths, maybe another one snuck in there.
All right, Winchell looking good on that ball. And no, doesn't take it. He's left with a check mark, 4-pin leave, so 6 down for both bowlers. Gouillart with a 4 horseman. Gets it.
But even if the pinning doesn't always reverse the outcome, that's the reason they're here. They're much better pinners than us. Well, well, better than me anyway. I'll speak for myself.
Thank you. Not that bad. And a spare for John Winchell.
Yeah.
Carefully constructed. That time by hitting the object pin.
Another 6 drop, another spare. Ho hum.
Yeah, he's on the object pin a lot.
I haven't marked that spare properly. 86 in a ball through 7.
Right.
And then a score check to follow.
All right, 6 drop for Gouillart's. 4 horsemen right, so 6 in his fill. And Winchell's coming in the pocket and takes out 8. He's got a wiggly 10-pin and some wood moving around, probably not fast enough. And write that 8 down. Gouillart's, oh man, he was close to picking that one up too. He was in the pocket. He's talking to his coach, team captain Rich Lamoni. And a spare for Winchell again. Gouillart's looking for a 10. And a 10 box for Chris Gouillart. So let's look at where they are right at the moment. All right, Greg's going to run down and verify scores. By our unofficial score right now, the Maria Subs team has a 52-pin lead over the Hatchetmen, 479-427 after 8 boxes. And we have Brian Mayer coming up on lane 14 for the Maria Subs team, and for the Hatchetmen, Keith Beaupre coming back up. And Beaupre is on a spare with 108 in the ball. Okay.
All scores confirmed.
Mayer with a nice fastball that left a 1-7-10, the high-low jack.
Yep. All scores are unofficial until confirmed, but they just were.
Beaupre is on a spare fill.
He's gotten a couple of 20 boxes.
Guys
Just
need to catch up.
saying.
And boy, did you see the hook on that ball? It just came right in.
Yeah, clearly the pins didn't. What was that? Come on.
Mayer taking a bid at the 1-5 or 1-7-10. And Beaupre hoping to go spare on spare if he can. Okay, nothing doing there. The 3 on the right go, but nothing goes over to the other 2. He gave it a good run. That's what he's saying to his team. Mayer with a 10 box. Beaupre with a 10 box to match. 94 for, hang on, are we right? 123 for Beaupre after 9. Mayer with a 94.
Yep. Beaupre with a couple of 20 boxes. Other fills of 6, 6, and 5. Raking it in.
Here comes Mayer with his ball. And takes out the right half. Beaupre. Again, that is quite a remarkable hook he's got on there. If you really watch that ball, it's fast. You gotta look quick. Mayer, 1 and the 8 go. They don't touch anything else, just goes between the pins. So Keith Beaupre has the head pin, 3 pin, the 7 and the 8. Oh, he kicks it over. He splits it nice, but the 7 pin isn't hit.
Yeah. Surprising to see Mayer lose the head pin range this much. You got to see it yesterday when he was all over it for the 182.
And that was a 10 box for Mayer, and it's a matching 10 box for Beaupre. So both have pinned well out on this one. Beaupre ends with a 133 and Mayer with a 104. So good strength for Keith. So on our right is Brian Fuller Jr., who's at 97 plus a ball. John Kofales Irby, as we know him, is a 72 after 8. Looking for a couple of marks to help out with his own score and the team score. And that's not going to help the Hatchetmen that Brian Fuller Jr. put 9 on his spare.
Second straight 9 drop.
And ball in the pocket for Irby, but it was kind of breaking to the right as a hit, so he only took out 4 on that ball.
5th split, though.
And a spare for Fuller. John Gonzalez putting a good bid on it.
That ball digs in. That's probably spraying.
That's a miss for his of the object pin. He's to the left. And an 8-box for John Gonzalez. He's at 80 after 9. Brian Fuller Jr. at 116 plus a ball. The 10th box for both of these guys. Brian Fuller Jr. on your right. He's on another spare fill at 116 plus whatever this is. And that's a half Worcester we were just talking about here. So 2 in the fill, and you can see why that's aggravating for the bowlers. Kafalis. So he comes in on the 3-pin, but he gets a better leave. Fuller puts a good bid on picking that up, but doesn't quite get it. So this 4, 7, 10 are left. Kafalis, last chance to get a mark here. And he's not going to have one. Okay, and Brian Fuller Jr. closes with a 9th box. Kafalis is going to have a 9 or a 10. Make it a 10. John Kafalis at 90. Brian Fuller Jr. at 127.
I was mentioning Keith Beaupre firing on all cylinders, but let's look at all the reasons why Maria subs ahead. Brian Fuller Jr. 127. Baker 31 ahead, could pin out 131 plus a still, of course. And also John Winchell could go into the 130s.
Yeah, well, you expect that from this team, which is why they've been pretty well dominating until their defeat yesterday morning by Harry's All-Stars. And they're still, I think, in first place. I don't see the rankings in front of me. So Baker puts 7 on that last spare.
What a time to ask that. We'll get to this in just a moment.
Well, we just got handed the updated standing sheet. How do you know? All right. So McDonald put it off on the 6-pin, took out a triangle, and we just saw Sean Baker put up another mark. What's that? How many is that in a row? 4 or 5?
That is 5 marks in a row, and with a strike in the middle of that.
Oh, he makes this game look easy. And a 9-box for Sean McDonald of the Hatchetmen.
The interesting part is I don't show Baker with a high degree of headpin accuracy. Despite that, his ball works so well, and he's coming back so many times that the marks are just piling up anyway. So in the 9th box, he'll have 128 plus whatever this does, and they're still falling, so make it 5, and it's a 5 fill, 133 after 9. That's a nice headpin hit for Chris Sweeney, or Sean McDonald, I'm sorry. And am I correct that he's only hit 4 headpins out of all that?
I don't know, but that
putting very few during the streak.
Oh, he didn't make it 6 in a row. The streak ends for Baker. But he was on it, no doubt about that.
Sean's got wood, but the 2-pin might spin it out before it can do any good.
Maybe he should have called the shot.
Interesting.
So McDonald just picks off 1 pin in the 2 and 2 split. And a nice, gentle 10-box for Sean. He took it easy on the pins that time. So that puts him at 143. And McDonald with a 92 fill. And that added to the totals substantially for the Maria subs team. They're up 74 right now. And there's only 2 more bowlers to go. On the right, Craig Holbrook, who's at 83 after 8. On the left, Timmy Douglas, who's at 88 plus a 2-ball fill in that strike. Holbrook, massive ball there. Good setup. Timmy Douglas, like a laser that went down, and added 6 to his first fill ball. Holbrook's got a pretty good setup with that wood. And there you go. He picked up 2 for the spare. Timmy hoping to match, and he picks up 2, but only the 2 in the middle. So an 8 fill for Tim Douglas. And a 9 box for Tim after 3 balls. Tim's at 105. Holbrook's at 93 plus a ball. And Hatchetmen are out of marks at the moment. Maria Subs still have 2 to fill.
Tim's only left 2 pins standing, so is Winchell. Bowler Jr. ended up only leaving 2 pins on the plate. Chris Winiars has only left 2 pins on the plate.
Holbrook on the fill. Full on the head pin. He just put 6 on it. He's got the 4, 6, 7, 10 split. Timmy Douglas, are you kidding me?
What?
Are you
the
kidding
1-8?
me?
The
That's
1-8.
ridiculous.
He punched the 1-8.
Yeah, just the 1 and the 8 went on that. Solid head pin hit, but it just, oh my goodness, how do you do that? Douglas trying to do something with that mess. Holbrook's got his 3rd ball, trying to pick up a 10 here. There's a 10. Puts him at 109. And Tim Douglas trying to clean up this disaster after that not too bad first ball. He was on the head pin. He ends up with an 8, and that's a 105 for Tim Douglas.
113,
113, thank you. I'm not used to seeing Tim Douglas with a 0 in the middle.
That can't be right.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens to anyone.
All right, so we're changing our lineup a little bit here. So originally Paul was going to do the 3rd string. I'll do the 3rd string, and then he'll take the 1st and 3rd of the next one. So you're stuck with me, people.
Oh, no.
All right. At least
That's Dan Castle. My name's Greg Gouillart, and you'll hear Paul Grant in the next match.
And probably some during this one.
That, too. He's running around for scores, and we really appreciate that help. Oh, standings. I keep forgetting, but let's watch the end of this string, I suppose, and
well,
then we'll finally get to it.
Yeah, they're going to be switching off in a second, so we'll have a minute in between. We'll stay live.
Actually,
and Winchell just put 8 on his fill.
No, the heck with that. I'm going to do it after this box.
So Winchell put 8 on the mark. You got that?
Sure did.
And he just spared the 7-10 split. Textbook example of that. And at this point, it's pretty obvious Maria Sub's going to have 4 points after this last ball. 2 balls left.
Easily, in fact, yeah, it's mathematically over.
And an 8 box for Winiars for him, a very uncharacteristic 92 string. So the Maria Subs, or the Hatchetmen, need to regroup a little bit right now.
I'll read over the standings right now, if I may.
Hang on, Winchell has a fill ball.
On the 9th.
And on the 9th, that's right. We have another box. Go ahead.
Able on left division 42 and 14. Able is tops. Fenway Academy, that's not to be confused with Academy Lanes. Fenway Academy is ahead by 1 match point, 39-17, 38 and 18. Mass H 31-25. Outlaw Rides 30 and 26. And just outside the picture are Unbelievable Lanes and Lucky Strike 26 and 24 match points respectively. Winchell fills 8 on that spare. I'll put that down on the board. And then, right division, Maria Sub, you see them here, and Hatchetmen, 42 and 14. Top of the shop, New England Flooring, 40 and 16. A+ Accounting, 38-18. Kingswood Bulletproof, 33 and 23. And outside the playoff picture for now, Bowling Ball Mafia and Prosperity U, both 30 and 26, 3 outs.
And that's a 10 box for John Winchell.
Thank you.
Somehow I thought we were on the 10th box before. I don't know where my mind went. And that's a 140, and Winiars with a 101.
We'll confirm the scores real quick, but it should be.
So by our
529 and something
623.
623. I think that's what it says up there. I'm going to go with it.
All right. See if I can reach a water down here.
Oh, I can help you out if you need it.
I can reach. We're in a tight little quarters here. Rob Linehan in our previous match was taking pictures of Greg and I up here. I don't know if we can put those in the feed. I don't know if you want to see them.
Yeah.
And Peter Penny, hello on the Facebook. And I'm going to switch over to the YouTube feed. And let's see if we get some more live chat here. We really appreciate the live chat from you guys. It means a lot to us.
Time for a substitute warm-up. Brendan O'Dowd now in for a bowler unknown as of yet. And here's Paul. No changes for Maria's, but I see Brendan O'Dowd up.
And Brendan O'Dowd used to bowl out of Worcester.
Paul nearly running into someone. Make sure to say sorry.
And bowled Brendan a year or two ago in the ACST in Worcester.
Brendan O'Dowd. Do we know who the substitute is for? Slot one.
Derek Saunders front counter. Derek
Coming in for
Saunders
both
front
right?
counter.
Okay. We'll wait to see, but we know Brendan O'Dowd is substituting in string number 3. Keep this lineup on screen for now. How are the socials doing out there?
It's been pretty quiet for a little bit.
Been a fantastic crowd, though.
Yeah, we have pretty good viewership on this.
It's just great to have this international coming together. And I know someone who asked, like, well, why is it for a week? Isn't that a lot of bowling? But making up for time we don't always have together. To be able to share it with the entire community of this game.
All right, I'm keeping an eye on the Facebook feed right now. And we're about to get underway. So
Oh, we're shuffling this lineup big time.
Yeah, so McDonald's leading off for the Hatchetmen.
Here we go.
Rich Lamoni is the captain of that team, and he's very actively manages his group. He's very methodical over what he does with his team. Paul talked to him yesterday.
We'll run it on the fly, and thank you. No rush. We got this. We got it. So, Sean McDonald first. Keith Beaupre second. Keep watching this if you don't mind.
Yeah,
McDonald made that? Or
he did.
nice spare. Put that on the board. Stick with me, Paul. We're going to get through this.
10 bucks for mayor.
There we have it. Where'd I leave off? Beaupre now second. Brendan O'Dowd substituting in third. Tim Douglas keeps his 4th spot. And Dave Chestercove anchoring.
Okay, McDonald is on a mark. Right for the Hatchetmen. Trying to come back here. Get at least a couple of points. And they're within, well, they're 94 out total, so they have to have a big win, but they're capable.
Raise your microphone, please.
Sorry, these guys are capable of big wins.
6 fill for McDonald. They got that now.
Yep, okay, we're caught up here. 6 fill for McDonald.
Well, once they put it on the board, hat.
And just gets 2 on no, so he's open. Mayer looking at a 2-2 split, just goes to the left and picks up that single pin.
Josh Daly doing the Friends theme.
All right, 9 box for Mayer, 8 box for McDonald. All right. Here we see, the left, Brian Fuller Jr., Keith Beaupre on the right for the Hatchetmen. Fuller Jr. on the left for the Maria Subs team. Beaupre with a powerful first ball, and he takes out 9. It was going to be a split, but he broke up the split, so that's a good outcome. And Brian Fuller Jr. threw an equally good ball and has a 2-pin spare leave for the 6 and the 10. Beaupre all over that one. Hit it so hard it came back out of the pit and jumped onto the pin deck. Fuller trying to match and does not. He just takes out the 10. So an open box for Brian Fuller Jr. and a spare for Beaupre, and Fuller's going to make a 10 out of that.
10 through 1.
Made a little lemonade out of a lemon.
Stay tuned. Next match, we have Bowling Ball Mafia versus Kingswood Bulletproof.
That'll be a good one.
That's here on Candlepin Bowling Network, as are all these matches on our featured lanes here at Fairlanes Bowling Center, Moncton, New Brunswick.
Beaupre on a fill, and he fills it as good as you can with a strike.
Another 20 bucks? Goodness.
A bomb. Fuller way off onto the 3-pin, and gets the 1, 8, 9 pins as his lead. And there's some wood there by the 1 that I think actually could interfere with us, but let's see how it works. No, it doesn't. Comes off the wall and takes a spare.
Whoa.
That's amazing. That was a great shot.
Maria Subs can do no wrong.
And they went in order. 1, 8, 9.
Nice. I think that is Keith Beaupre's 4th 20 bucks of the match, if I'm not mistaken, onto the position 3 bowlers.
Well, Brendan O'Dowd is up against Sean Baker. We're going to see Sean Baker again, which is great because he's a lot of fun to watch. And Brendan, we see fairly frequently at Millis and surrounding houses in Massachusetts. Starts with a punch out. Baker, good ball, leaves a triangle to the right. Goes 6, 9, 10 split.
And get off the
split,
plate.
Triangle, I'm sorry.
I mean,
O'Dowd trying to cut that over. I think the 5-pin is out of there. So,
well,
no, it's 4 and 2.
not like wood dies in the channel ever.
Well,
not in
I
Canada,
think
it doesn't.
That can go.
Whoa!
Wow, that's a little bit not what I expected. So,
Rings around the 6? Goodness.
yeah.
That got a smirk out of Sean, understandably. Good out O'Dowd. Gets the half the pins on the 3rd ball.
And a 10 for Baker. All right, and Scott Little, or Jeff Little, would suggest that Greg do one of his matches soon. Enjoying this. Greg Devereaux.
Anytime, Jeff.
Thanks.
I enjoyed the last one.
Thanks for the thanks. Brendan O'Dowd on the head pin. Leaves a cluster of 5 on the left. Sean Baker. Oh, his ball's breaking to the right a little too much right now, so a little off the head pin. He takes out 5, I think. Nope, the 5-pin is back there. Call it 4. Took out 4. The 5-pin got moved forward a little bit. That's weird. So Brendan on a spare attempt on this cluster of 5. He's on it.
Oh, goodness.
And that 7 doesn't go.
Making a diamond's impressive enough.
Baker's on his. Nope, not quite. He's off his object. He's got a sleeper coming back, but not going to be a messenger coming back.
No more miracles for you.
Oh, there's plenty ahead, I guarantee you. If you hit it that good, good things happen.
Yep. Not up to us mortals. It's up to the pins.
All right, nice cleanup by O'Dowd. That wood could have been a problem.
The skill shines through, but the pins have their way.
And Baker with a 9-box. 19 after 2 for Sean Baker, 17 after 2 for Brendan O'Dowd.
We can tell you why the head pin didn't go down. The rest,
Okay, now we have Timmy Douglas on the right for the Hatchetmen, and Craig Holbrook on the left. This is a great matchup in my opinion. You're looking at top young talent and Hall of Famer with many years experience of bowling going head to head. I think it's a great matchup. Timmy Douglas puts it in the left pocket. And takes out 6. Holbrook, southpaw bowler, takes out 7. What's that leave? That leave looks like
That's
the
a
5, 6, 10, no, 8, 5, 10, 8, 5, 8, 10.
Or is that the 5-6?
Maybe it's a 6. Yes, it's.
Oh no,
it's hard to tell. Douglas,
spin.
Look at this. Look at this. Nope, not going to work. Holbrook's doesn't work either. Both of them were well on their object pin.
Marias needs a couple of marks to get back into this tough break.
So both shooting at a single pin for a 10, and Timmy doesn't get his, and neither does Craig Holbrook.
Will those sticks matter? It mattered in the first string.
All right, box 2 for Tim Douglas and Craig Holbrook. Douglas for the Hatchetmen, Craig Holbrook for Maria Subs. Tim is on the 3 pin. Holbrook on the head pin. Fairly full, but leaves a 3 and a 6 pin. Tim Douglas has a 4 horseman plus the 9 pin. What do we call that, Greg?
The Bob Caleri.
And wow, how did that 7 pin stay up? Craig misses his spare bid. Probably would like that ball back
The
again.
bowler already asked you about why that's named after him, but I think it does have world's history in it, doesn't it?
It may, and I'm not aware of that. So it might be good to check with some of the guys here. 10 boxes for both bowlers. So
I've gone through ruts. Hey, bad bowler experience since we're seeing so much good bowling. I've gone through ruts where I just thud right into the 2 or 3 pin, just no splash. And yeah, the pins just kind of break apart and don't do anything satisfying, leaving that 4 horseman and inner pin leave, which significantly reduces its chances of success.
well, it's good, you know, when you're doing singles tour and things like that to get good at trying to pick that up, because you're going to see it fairly frequently. Dave Chestercove back in the mix, and he's bowling against John Winchell. These are our 5th bowlers. Winchell is left with the castle right, 5, 6, 10. I told Craig Holbrook about the castle. He hadn't heard that, but he thought seemed to think it was a pretty good name. I don't know.
Didn't totally hate it. Result?
I don't know. He thought it was at least humorous.
Greg hates nothing, in fairness.
No, Greg's about as sweetheart of a guy as you can ever meet.
Interesting. Were we trying to send the cap for that?
I don't know.
That could have gone straight through the 5-6 gap, perhaps.
I think that's all you have to work with there. That wood on the right is really tempting, but I think that's what he's trying to do. I've tried that before, and
In multiple aspects, the bowlers see the pins better than we do.
you get that leave, and you're just like, what do I do with this? Nothing's quite set up the right way. Chestercove with a 7 box, left the high-low jack standing. And that time, Winchell puts his hands up and says, you know, bad work, Castle.
Yeah. I have like lowercase letters to denote washout. I have this like microfiche going on down here that's allowing me to share with you folks the strike and spare stats. I have capital letters for splits and lowercase letters for head pin misses. So uppercase DC is the Dan Castle because that's a split. Lowercase DC is the Dave Chestercove because that's a head pin miss. In case anyone cares.
Dave Chestercove.
Hey, Bale. Well, that, whether it makes sense or not, I like it.
Make it up as you go along, and you know what? The sport's only 140 years old. There's room for new ideas. Chestercove leaves a cluster of 5. John Winchell leaves 5 in a split format. 3 and 2. And Chestercove just picked up one more of those.
Yeah.
Look at this. Winchell, great shot. Played the inside of that hole, made it work. Spare in the second for John Winchell.
Yeah. Almost any new idea, except the shot clock. It saved basketball, but it wouldn't make sense here.
Well, you haven't bowled against some of the people I have.
Good 10.
10 ball for
Dave.
Dave Chestercove.
Oh, what am I doing? I don't have to leap down there just yet. Let's just take a calm and measured score check. 2 marks to 1 open in favor of Maria's subs. It's 3 marks to 2 for the Hatchetmen. So they currently have an advantage. Pinning is 4 in favor of Maria's.
And their advantage right now is outside of possible fills.
Right.
Brian Fuller first ball. Mayer, I'm sorry. We had 2 Bryans down here.
Well, unless a strike. I mean, Beaupre's on a strike, so that's very
That's
likely true.
Well, what I mean is it would be, they could match that with a strike. They could put 10 under first. And Beaupre could put more than that. And they could put 10 on the second. Look at that. He just made the 2-7-10. Not bad at all.
There we go. Just a matter of time before Brian Mayer dials in. Also, 3rd string of 3. Sorry, very slow in updating that string indicator.
9 bucks for Sean McDonald. And a spare for Brian Mayer. And with that, McDonald's at 33, Mayer's at 29 plus a ball in the 3rd box. On the fill, Mayer puts it nicely in the pocket and gets 7.
There we go.
There's a pocket shot for you, and it broke up that split. He was glad for that. That was not a good split that started to show there.
I confess I've missed Brian Mayer's first headpin results, but he's had the headpin the rest. Oh, geez.
All right, so he'll be opening this box. He's at 36 after 3. That's Mayer. McDonald's at 33 after 3. Trying to make a spare here on this 4-7. Gets it.
Got her. 2 marks in the past 4 for Sean McDonald, having his best start.
Puts McDonald at 43 and a fill at the 4th box. And Mayer comes up and cleans up that 10. He thought he should have had that spare, but just didn't go for him. Just remind everybody, please watch us on Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube. And subscribe to our feed. There's no charge for that. No cost. And on Facebook, we have the Candlepin Bowling Network channel. We're also broadcasting to Candlepin Chat. And like and follow us. That's very much appreciated and helps us in many ways.
It's a very exclusive club. You just have to name a bowling center and you're in. I set that verification question myself because we were getting differentiates the spam bots easier.
All right, Fuller Jr. on the right put 8 on his fill. Beaupre's on a strike. And there's a spare for Fuller.
Chops through the head pin, Beaupre did.
So 8 on his fill. And a 9 box for Beaupre. So that puts Keith Beaupre at 47. Sean Fuller's at 38. Brian Fuller Jr. is at 38 plus a ball. And a strike on spare for Brian Fuller Jr. Beaupre looking for a mark here, and he starts off with the 4 drop. 4 horsemen right plus the 7 and the 5 pin. And we'll be up for some updates from Paul as soon as Keith throws his 3rd ball. Or 2nd and 3rd ball, I'm sorry. Everything but the head pin on that spare attempt. Something coming back.
Oh, wiggling.
Enough to wiggle, but not to knock it down. And a 10 box for Sean Beaupre.
Okay, update, guys. After two strings, Team USA, Mass tied 2 points apiece. Mass up by 47. The Freight Train, Joey Lister, at a 142 second string. Outlaw Rides, MCW, tied 2-2 with TBD, Bolorama. Andy Babineau got a 147. They're up 45, tied 2 points apiece. Lucky Strike tie with Central Park Lanes, 2 points apiece. It's a 2-pin lead for Central Park Lanes going to the final string. 2.64, 4-0 over Avon Valley Lanes. They're up 85 in the match. Carl St. Unge has a 144 second. Unbelievable lanes. Academy Lanes, it's all Academy Lanes by 85. They're up 4 points done. Waters World, Justin Waters at a 160. Able Construction over Fenway Academy. It's all Fenway Academy right now, but only close. 14 pins after 2 strings. Fenway up 4-0. Bayers Road Bolorama doing really well today. 6-2 earlier. 4-0 in this shift. Up 142 over Oakland Park Bowling. David Cooper for both Bayers Road at a 146. More in just a moment.
Okay, in the meantime, we watched the bowlers miss their spare attempts. And Sean Baker with a 10.
Bad wood on Sean Baker's try.
And 9 box for Brendan O'Dowd.
Back to Paul.
Oh, go ahead.
All right, just a few more. Harry's All-Stars tied 2-2 at the New England Flooring. They lost that first string by 1 pin. New England Flooring comes back and wins it. They're up 63 in the match. Jason Gauthier Jr. had a spare 4 to lose by 1 pin in the first. Comes roaring back with a 145 second. Prosperity U is tied with Kingswood Bulletproof. We'll see Kingswood next with Bowling Ball Mafia. 2 points apiece. 29 pin lead for Kingswood going to the final string. Devin Books 149. Tom McDonald 141. A-plus accounting for 4-0 over Stars and Strikes, up by 199 pins. Matt McPhee has a 152. And the last one, Spike's Chimney Services rather, against Bowling Ball Mafia. It's all Bowling Ball Mafia, 4-0. Up 123 pins. Mark Webber has a 130 to 135. Adam Mugford at 139 second. Back to you guys.
Did Brendan chop that 2-pinner just then?
Yeah, he did.
Rough.
Okay, Sean Baker with a 9 box. Baker with a 9 box and O'Dowd with a 10. Okay, we're looking again at the Baker, or at the Timmy Douglas and Craig Holbrook matchup. Looking for some fireworks to start getting lit up here. After 2 boxes, they're even at 19 apiece.
Yep, 5 marks to 4. American open frames. American Sense is more than 2-1 outnumbering the marks pretty much.
I'm talking about the 2 bowlers at 19 each, but yeah. Oh, Craig, lemon drop. Timmy on the 2-pin and has a 1-3-7-9. Holbrook, good bid on that.
It's all connected.
Timmy's ball breaks to the right a little. Couldn't pick up the mark.
But to the point you were making, largely straight as an arrow.
And a 9 box for each of the 2 guys. They're still tied up between the 2 of them.
That's Dan Castle. My name is Greg Gouillart. Paul Grant has been joining us throughout here on Candlepin Bowling Network, and Bob Lee providing remote support. We miss him here. He wouldn't have missed this for very much, but family comes first. And we thank him so much for providing the support, all the great thumbnails as well, and social media help.
So Holbrook with a Cleary and Timmy Douglas with this 8-9-10 split. I don't know. Holbrook
Ooh, it's
gets
rolling.
it.
Good
Hit it
shot.
perfect.
It's a couple of beauties he's made now. Go with that 2-7-10.
He's still making those shots. Now, Douglas has an interesting dilemma here. How do you play this? I bet he goes to the right wood. No, he's going to the
Didn't
left
conference.
wood.
Oh, left tip.
Look at that. Oh, my,
Whoa.
wow.
And the tree fell just the wrong way. Mercy.
And then Douglas with the 9. So they're not tied anymore between the two of them. Douglas with 37 after 4. Holbrook with 38 and a fill. All right, here
Sure, total's ballooned over past 100, but the string is close. But with the marks now stacking 6-4 in Maria's subs favor to go with that 7-pin pinning advantage, 7 fewer pins left on the plate. That's starting to now build up.
there's no doubt this is a tough team to bowl.
Start pointing to an 8-0, but string is not over yet, not at all.
First day of the match, they swept. They didn't lose a single point. They're the only team to do that. Winchell puts how much in his fill here? I'm counting.
I see 5.
Okay, 5. I agree with that.
3,
He's-
5, 7, 9, 10.
And Dave Chestercove has a whole back row minus the 9-pin to shoot at. Again, wood all over the place. And oh, there was a 7-pin over there. That didn't go for Winchell. Chestercove make this work. Caps the wood.
Spin it.
And everything but the middle pin. Something coming over. That's not going to do anything. Okay. Winchell trying to make a 10 here. And he does. And a 10 for Chestercove as well. Greg Gouillart, welcome to the live stream. Good to
Thank
see
you.
you here. And Brian Heffernan, who happens to also be here.
Hey, wait a second. Yeah, I'm sneaking a peek, just making sure. I don't think I'm watching right now. Either that or I'm running up some roaming charges. Just kidding.
Well, I hope I'm not, but you never know. All right, so
Well,
Winchell, I'm on the network anyway, so that makes a difference.
There you go.
Winchell punches out with 2, 8, and I think the 5-pin. Chestercove, solid hit. Breaks up the split. He's got a good spare opportunity here. See if he can make some ground on Winchell.
You almost left for Dan Castle with the wood backwards.
Yeah.
Like behind it all. That doesn't usually happen.
Well, you know, this is a tough decision for him because he's either got to go around that wood or hope that it sweeps into them. If you go around, try to go around it, there's a chance you'll hit the cap and that'll deflect your ball to the right. You don't want that to happen. Winchell, look at that bid. He's going to use the wood. And it works off the wall. It wasn't really covering, but it came off the wall and made a spare for Dave Chestercove. Good read. Nine box for John Winchell. And let's smoke over the scores again at the halfway point. Greg's confirming. But by our records, Maria Subs in total currently has 110 pin average or advantage in total, and 12 pins in the string. They're sitting on 2 marks. Hatchetmen on 2 also. And it's 222 to 210 in the game, not including any fills yet to be filled. Maria's has the advantage of having a strike fill. Otherwise, everything else, the other fill for them is spare fill, and there's 2 spare fills for the Hatchetmen. So 4 strings in, that total may be insurmountable for Maria's unless the Hatchetmen go absolutely wild on marking here.
No substitutes, indicates Paul.
And a fill for Sean McDonald. Slowly going.
Ooh.
9 in the fill. 5-pin stays up. Brian Mayer drops 8 on his own. And I kind of like that 7-10 odds here with that way that wood's laying. Nice pickup by Sean McDonald for a spare in the 5th.
9 and another.
All right, Baker's giving Mayer some thoughts about where to hit this. So right there, that's where I thought, and it worked. That worked, no problem at all. Spare for both sides. One was a single pin, the other was a 7-10 split.
Now Mayer's cooking. Matter of time. All scores confirmed.
Your accuracy's 100% in that round.
Da-da-da. Close string now. That 19 box from McDonald was big.
Both bowlers on fills after that box.
And that one.
McDonald, explosive 9-drop. Mayer, not to be denied, picks up 6 in his. So a little bit of a gainer for the Hatchetmen.
Mayer hasn't had it easy either. He's got at least 3 splits and a diamond. That you see here.
Oh, McDonald misses a single pin spare. Those are tough to miss because all you got to do is hit that one pin. You don't have to worry about a combination.
And then a ringing 2-pin for Brian Mayer. So we go markless.
They're unmarked.
Even in pinfall as it stands, 1 extra mark for Maria Subs. Reminder, those yellow blots between total of game tell you how many marks are up on each side. Still to fill.
9 and 9. 80 and 71. McDonald and Mayer respectively. Keith Beaupre coming up. Brian Fuller Jr. on a strike. Let's see if you can actually see Keith Beaupre's ball when he throws it, because it's a fast one.
North of 40, easy. Miles an hour.
All right, 7 on the drop. Brian Fuller Jr. on his first of 2 fill balls.
Oh boy. Roll,
Still going,
roll,
still going.
roll.
Strike
gone.
on strike, that's a double. Took a little bit to get down, but all 10 pins went down, and that's a double strike for Brian Fuller Jr. That certainly helps some Maria Subs cause.
I remember chanting a Bob Lee spread eagle becomes strike make that way. 40, 70, 80, all of you, thank you.
And Beaupre closes out with a 9 box. And okay. All right, we're gonna stand by and see if Brian Fuller Jr. can throw a triple up here like we saw earlier with Dan Esdale of Harry's All-Stars. Harry's All-Stars being the very first team in this tournament to actually beat the Maria Subs. So Beaupre throws it off. He's getting some slow pin motion.
Oh boy.
And he got a 9 out of that, and here we go for the triple attempt. He's in there, but off the head pin. And just 5 on the first ball. The Cleary left. Beaupre has a single pin to shoot out, but he's got to get it between the. He got it. He capped that wood anyway, but it still went. And Fuller Jr. picked up a couple more,
Look
so
at
he's
this
got
half.
a 7 fill. 90 at the half, a 9 in the 6th box. So he's at 99 after 6. Keith Beaupre at 76 plus a fill. Keith's keeping it close even after the double. Relatively close. I guess you can call 99 to 78 in the ball. Oh, 78 in the ball. He could get an 88. Brendan O'Dowd coming up. He's up against Sean Baker. Brendan O'Dowd's at 36 after 4. Okay, the young man from Worcester. Nice ball and a split to reward him. Baker. Solid ball going in. Leaves a diamond. All right. O'Dowd's conferring with the team. What do you think, guys? He's not consulting with me, but I think that you got to use that wood on the left. Is that where he's going? That's exactly where he's going. So maybe he was listening.
Almost slid.
Nope, doesn't go. Baker on a diamond.
He gave a look. It might have been the shot he wanted and was disappointed with it. Oh! Another tree falling the wrong way. Timber!
Just brushed up against the house, huh? All right, 10 box for Brendan O'Dowd. And a 9 box for Sean Baker. All right, coming in at box 6 for these guys at the half. O'Dowd's at 46, Baker's at 47. That's an uncharacteristic low half for Sean Baker. And for O'Dowd, too, for that matter. O'Dowd, not too bad. He drops 8, and he's got some nice wood to work with there. Baker punches through the center. So he gets a, I don't know what you call a baby bird.
That sounds good.
But that's what it is a baby bird. Spare for Brendan O'Dowd in the 6th box. He's thinking, at last.
Yeah, he's 5 for 6 on the head pin.
Look at this. Baker's tried to take it off the wall. Everything fell into the pit ultimately, though.
A few back pin leaves. One of those 2 pinners where he got unlucky, chopped through.
9 bucks for Sean Baker. After 6, he's at 56, and so is Brendan O'Dowd, but O'Dowd has a fill to complete.
Tide's turning. Hatchetmen can 2 marks their way. Theoretically could tie the match or better. Tie the string, I should say, I hasten to add. Total is outlandishly out of reach, but there is absolutely still 2 match points to play for in this final string.
Tim Douglas on the right, 37 so far, and Craig Holbrook's at 38 plus a ball. And Tim Douglas left the diamond in the 7-pin with that 6-pin hit.
Immediately holds his hands out in prayer or incredulousness.
Oh, Greg's not happy with that. Hits the 3-pin, just takes out 3 for his fill.
Whoa!
Douglas makes everything move around rapidly, and the 7-pin doesn't go down.
Blew up the center diamond. Light.
And off the cap, nothing doing. 9 bucks for Tim and an 8 bucks for Craig Holbrook. So Tim Douglas at 46, Craig Holbrook at 49 at the half, both under 50.
Reminder, this is a round robin format. 2 match points per string, 2 for total. And 11 matches in these 2 divisions of 12. Top 5 make the playoffs. Top seed, 2-round knockout round bye.
Tim Douglas is on the head pin and gets a split. Holbrook on the head pin too. So neither one has a great leave here. Tim has the 3, 6, 7, 10 wood kind of in there, and Holbrook has a triangle on the left, a line of 3 on the right, a piece of wood in the middle. Be interesting to see where this pro goes. Tim tried to take the 3, hope something would go over, trying to play the head pin light, and didn't quite take it. Holbrook going for the triangle. Ooh. Look at that. That's how an old pro does it, right? Not to call Craig old. Him and I are the same age, actually.
So good.
Yeah, that was great.
So good.
And Tim, again.
Come on, I can't get the 10th one for the same price?
You know, how did that not go? It went right up next to it and bounced off the wall, and the pin still didn't fall.
Yeah. He throws up his hands like, you serious?
What do you have to do?
9 marks to 8 in this string for Maria's subs. 4-pin pinning advantage. That's not much. Hatchetmen can close the gap, and Chester Cove is on a mark. This fill goes away, and it's 3. bit of that advantage fizzles. That smacks into the head pin for Winchell, and it busts up. Almost at the big split, but instead the 4-7 is all it stays, with perhaps a guardrail in the back.
Some good conversation on the Facebook chat. Several bowlers talking about different teams, and love it. Love hearing you guys.
For a spare, gone. Winchell gets a spare. His second. Chance to have a 60 half.
Chester Cove makes a 10 out of that.
Second time.
9 out of that. Okay, he's not going to get the 5.
Yeah, he turned a 6 into 10 earlier.
So coming into the 6th box, game 3 of 3. Dave Chestercove on your right after 49 half. Looking to come back here. Get some production for the Hatchetmen team to avoid a sweep.
DC's 4 for 6 on the head pin.
Sean Winchell on a fill. Oof. And too much head pin. Spread eagle.
John Winchell could pin out 389. Brian Fuller Jr. could pin out 382. Keith Beaupre could pin out a slot that was held by
Chestercove all over it for the spare.
Yep. Thank you. McDonald Beaupre slot.
Good bid on trying to spare the spread eagle. About a 1.5% chance on that. And John Winchell did a great bid on it and took out the 3 on the right plus a 7 pin.
Beaupre whiffed his spare fill. He could pin out 382.
And an 8 box for John Winchell. So after 6, Chester Cove is at 59 and a fill. And Winchell at 64. And where do we stand?
3 marks to 1 open for the Hatchetmen. So Maria Subs advantaged at the moment.
All right, our top leadoff bowlers come up. Brian Mayer on the right and Sean McDonald on the left.
Marks and pinning close. This could be another good one down the stretch. Mayer has triangle number 3 and Sean McDonald 5-8.
McDonald on a spare attempt goes off to the left. Mayer, I'm sorry, not McDonald. It says McDonald on the scoreboard, so sometimes that misleads me a little. I know who they are.
Yeah, they're also wearing both shades of blue.
Yeah, I didn't really confuse them. I'm just something says that. So Mayer with a 10. And McDonald with a 9 box. Okay, coming into this 8th box, Mayer puts it on the head pin and ends up with a spread eagle minus the 2 pin. Sean McDonald, he's on the 3 pin. I thought something else might go, but he's got the cluster of 5 in the middle. Mayer will be open. Just took out 2 more.
Has Mayer hit the head pin every single box this spring?
Seems like that to me, but I haven't been counting.
I have, but I missed one.
I've kind of been in the moment.
He's certainly hit the first 7.
McDonald looking to get out of this with a 9 or a 10. He gets out with a 9. And that puts him at 97.
Boy, if McDonald is 9, then that's 98. And Mayer whereas 8 brings him to
Yep,
89.
98, thank you very much.
That's what it says up there. I squinted good. Here come the marks. Standing for the Hatchetmen as Fuller Jr. digs in away and leaves to Cleary.
Beaupre looking to fill this. And
Oh.
come on. I don't think that's called a lemon drop, but it's the same effect. Just the 3-pin chips out. Everything else stays up. That's something you'll never see in 10-pin bowling. Beaupre trying to fix that. Look at that bid.
That'll straighten it out.
Everything hit, but wiggling, but not falling. $9 for Brian Fuller Jr. And a $7 for Keith Beaupre. Not happy about that box. I don't blame him. Well, we move on to the next. Great lesson of life from Candlepin. After you throw that ball, you deal with the consequences. You don't worry about it anymore. You just go to the next ball and do what you have to do. Isn't that profound? Spread eagle for Brian Fuller Jr. Keith Beaupre drops a loud 8.
Gee whiz.
And
there's Wood in front of the 8.
yeah, I don't like that leave. I'll just say that. He's got the 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Piece of wood there. If he can make that fly, and I bet she's going to try to do it. That's what he's trying to do. Well, he put a really good bid on it. Nothing to be ashamed of there.
Doesn't have to be happy about it, though.
No, I know. He did what he was supposed to do, and there's the 9. Okay, $9, $7 for Fuller. He came in with a solid hit. Made a great bid for the spare. Not much more you can ask of a teammate to do than that. Give it your best. And he was pretty good on that. So I commend him for the effort. All right, box 6 for Sean Baker on your right. Box 7, I'm sorry.
Yeah, these.
And O'Dowd with a fill. They were tied at 56 minus, well, but O'Dowd's got this fill. He's hoping it's a big one.
Recent bonuses aren't panning out well for Hatchetmen. Need a big one here.
He gets a break. It's not huge, but 7's way better than what it looked like in the first place. He was well off the head pin. Baker's going to steal a spare.
Again?
He says, no, I planned it that way.
What does he know that we don't?
I don't know, but he sure gets some good opportunities here that come up.
Got to do that little wiggle at the foul line he does.
O'Dowd with a $10.
It's probably a balancing move, but gets you in the groove. Here it comes. There he is. Stretches it. Get those legs side to side. There you go.
Yep, I see that. I've seen him on TV do that too. Look at all right. That's how you take advantage of that situation. You drop a strike on it.
Don't knock until you try it. What a hammer.
Given a gift. Unwrap it in the right way. O'Dowd with a good hit there.
Is this one going to take the 8 and back as well? Oh, huh.
That would be nice.
Now, what has this done? Is that wood turned and blocked the 8, or is it
No,
going to carry it?
it's kind of up. Yeah, it's behind the 8. I don't think it's going to be a problem. If he can hit the wood here, I think he's got a mark. Yeah.
Yeah, it carries through.
Did I call that or what?
You got it.
Well, I bowl a little bit.
No fault of Brendan's. It wasn't the most satisfying pin leave ever, but, you know, you just pile it through. It's a good shot.
I'm not as hardcore as these guys, and I bowl 3 nights a week in ACST Tour, once a month league, tournaments. So that's a reasonable amount of opportunity to see some of these things. Craig Holbrook's on a fill with 59 after 6 plus this ball. That ball's looking good.
Whoa.
Came in right in the left-hander's preferred pocket, the 1-2.
Deserved reward after that last great split conversion for Holbrook.
So now he's got a toughie here because the woods come out quite a ways. Tim Douglas drops 7.
His 4th split.
He's got to spin that left to right. Is that what he's doing? Nope, he's going right at it. All right, I just learned something.
From the master.
That's right. Douglas gave it a bend. My instinct would have been to take the wood on the left and try to curve it in a little bit, but he went straight at the bleave, and it just went down. There was no trickery about that at all. Tim Douglas with the 10 box.
Nothing worse than 9, despite all the lack of pin luck.
Coming into the 8 box, Holbrook again is on a fill.
Now it's a true 33 Maria's advantage.
And a 5 on the fill.
Yeah.
Douglas, why is he not going to strike? He deserves a strike on that. Yeah, he did.
Come on. Come on.
It just was taunting him down there. Holbrook picks up one more. He'll be open in the 8th box. And a nice 10 box for Holbrook. That was a pro shot. He cleaned up to 5,
no,
6, 7, 10.
That's 6 and a
I think.
bear, so help me. Is that not?
What? No, that was a 10.
Excuse me.
That was definitely a 10. So now we get to see John Winchell on the right with Dave Chesterkov on the left. All right, we're going down to the 5th bowlers. All right, Winchell starts off with a 4 drop. Chesterkov on the head pin.
I think I've got Holbrook's score wrong. I'll correct that in just a moment, but you can see the flow of the match lopsidedly in Maria's favor in any event.
Just trying to see if, all right, so Chesterkov, that was a fill. That's a 5 fill for him.
Brutal.
Winchell off his object, leaves 2, just missed it. Chesterkov through the middle.
Lofted it out there to try and get that extra bit on it.
You want to, even if you miss, you want to get a pin or 2 at least. Look at that shot. Nice 10 by Winchell.
Little things.
Chesterkov picks up 2 more for a 7 box, so a 10 box for John Winchell. 7 box for Dave Chesterkov. We're coming into the 8th box of game 3 of 3 of this match between Maria's subs team and the Hatchetmen, both teams from the New England area. And there's a strike for Dave Chesterkov.
3rd mark. Whoa, whoa, whoa. How about that one?
Not yet, you're predictive.
Hey, don't jinx it yet.
Winchell has a 2, 7, the 9 and the 10. And he's got some wood that I kind of like there if he can come in on, I guess, pretty much either side of the 5 pin. I would probably play it to the right, but let's see what he does. He's playing it hard to the, he's full on it. So that didn't carry over to the 7. Good bid, though. A little too full, and it wasn't going to carry something over to the left. There you go. There's a 10 box for John Winchell. And we're halfway, or we're past the halfway point, but we're done with all 5 bowlers. And right now, Maria's is getting close to sweeping this match. 467 to 430 in completed boxes for the game. 135 or 1661 to 1526 for total. 135 pin advantage. There are 3 open boxes, open marks for the Hatchetmen, 1 for the Maria subs team. So Hatchetmen's last chance to come back is right here and now, and Sean McDonald starts with an 8 drop. And for the Maria subs team, Brian Mayer comes in with a 6 drop and leaving the 1, 2, 7, 10. McDonald, they have much needed to get these marks, and you can't do that in this situation, but it happens. Now just get the 10. Hope that Mayer doesn't pick up the spare, which he doesn't. And Sean McDonald with an 8-box. They can't afford those. A 9-box for Mayer, so they lost another pin. That was a 9 for Mayer, an 8 for McDonald.
Thank you. I'll confirm the rest.
Sean McDonald for the Hatchetmen, under the tutelage of Rich Lamone, their captain. And we have a pin out. McDonald dropped 7. He's waving that pin back. And looks like we need somebody to go take a look. So John Winchell's going to go down.
Yep.
Take a run down, see if that wood is out of play ahead of the dead wood line. In the meantime,
Holbrook was 1 pin too high. All of the scores confirmed. Dang.
Okay, on the other hand, Brian Mayer has a bit of a mess down there. He took out 5 on his first ball, and the 1, 3, 7, 9, 10 are left up, but some wood in the mix. McDonald looking for a much needed spare here off the 1, 2, 7.
Ooh.
And light on the head pin just carries it to the 7 and leaves the 2 alone. Mayer off the head pin. Gets nothing. And a 9-box. Every pin matters right now for the Hatchetmen. 9-box for Mayer. So we have 4 bowlers left for each team with 2 boxes each. And for the Hatchetmen, it's becoming a very difficult task ahead to pick up 37 pins against this really tough Maria Subs team with some very well-known names on that team, including Craig Holbrook and John Zappi, who's not been in this match, and Sean Baker. And I'm probably forgetting some others, but this is a tough team to bowl against. But there's a lot of young talent on the Hatchetmen, so they've done pretty well overall in this tournament so far. So it's, Keith Beaupre starts with a 5-drop, 4 horsemen plus the 10. You call that the outpost? So it looks like a post that's out. Oh, what a bid he put on that. You can't ask for more than that. That should have gone. And Brian Fuller Jr.
The outpost. The little dinghy adrift at sea. It still is.
Well, even the one that was close to home didn't go. And Fuller Jr. ends up with a 10-box, another pin in favor of Maria Subs.
Got to be a question of bonus balls at this point to turn the tides.
Brian Fuller Jr. has a high single of 224. Remarkable single from East Kingston, New Hampshire. 7-drop for Beaupre. 7-drop for Fuller. Fuller has some wood moving around there. Beaupre is on a split. He's got the 1-3-7 to shoot at and makes easy work of that. That's gone. But to match that, Fuller Jr. made his, so that was neutral in terms of effect to both teams so far. But they're coming in for their 10th box fill.
Yeah, Baker and Holbrook are the only bowlers that have switched, so it is indeed truly a chance for Fuller to go 390 if he strikes on this.
Beaupre, come on, give him another one. It's thinking, and it goes. and a strike on spare for Brian Fuller Jr.
There it is.
That puts I think that puts it on this string. I mean, we need a miracle here.
8.
Beaupre put 8 on his fill, so he's at 120.
Was good count.
Fuller Jr., 145. Beaupre had a lot of shots that looked pretty good and just didn't work out. That's been kind of the story this time. Both of these bowlers coming up now, Brendan O'Dowd on your right and Sean Baker on the left, are on fills. Baker is on a 2-pin, 2-ball fill. He's on a strike. And O'Dowd puts 5 on his, yeah. Look at this. Baker comes in solid on the head pin, drops 6. First ball in his strike fill. O'Dowd looking to make a mark here. Nope, off on the 2-pin. He's got some late action coming back. It's not going to take out the other 2. Baker looking at the diamond, coming in on it, and that's the second time I've seen this, I think, from him, where he went to the left a little and took out the back 2. But everybody does that with that leave.
Interesting observation. I'll make in a second.
10 for O'Dowd. 10 for Baker.
What's interesting is that these bowlers have left at least 3 so-called backpin leaves. Like Baker's left 1 hay bale and 2 diamonds, which have an extra sleeper hiding back there.
Right.
O'Dowd has left 2 hay bales and 2 side saddle triangles. Interesting. Sometimes tends to happen from light head pin contact or just plain bad luck.
O'Dowd hoping to gain something on Baker here. Baker's low compared to where he normally is. And he starts out with a 7. Baker is on the head pin. And, well, that's kind of ugly. He gets the same diamond, but he adds a 7-pin to this just to make it tougher. No, it's not a diamond. It's a triangle. Sorry.
Tripped the back pin this time.
Yep, that's gone. No back pin this time. O'Dowd's looking at the back row minus the 9-pin. He has a 7, 8, and 10. Wood to play with. He can make it dance. He just needs to supply the song. And looks like there was a note missing in that song. So, good bid. No 10-pin, no spare. Baker goes to the right this time on that leave and just picks 1. So both bowlers will look at that. That's not even funny. O'Dowd's upset. And I don't blame him. He's really low key. And even that last ball, that's just insult to injury. I mean, he throws a ball at the 10, nice clean wood, and it just bounces away. I said, nope, sorry.
Yeah, let's get on to the next match, shall we, in his case?
Yeah.
But I say that jokingly. We hope you've been enjoying this match, of course, all you folks out there on Candlepin Bowling Network. We'll have another match starting as soon as everyone's done here at Moncton. Fairlanes.
Timmy Douglas on a strike, trying to hammer in another one. But he gets 8 so far. Strike would really be helpful to give them a chance, if there's any chance. I think they can do it. If he marks and puts up a triple or double anyway, it's going to give a chance to it. So there's a 10. There's a spare.
Double's not necessarily needed at this time, but it means a lot.
It would mean a lot for these guys instead of chasing spares.
Yeah, pinning
Holbrook missed. Holbrook just picked up the back pin on that Caleri, 4 horsemen plus the extra pin. And Craig Holbrook sits down with finishes that box with an 8 box. He's at 100 after 9. Don't usually see scores like that from Craig Holbrook, but it happens to everybody. All right, Douglas, this is critical. This is their last gasp here. He's at 95 plus a ball. Puts it in the pocket, takes out 7.
Any chance he slightly skidded at the line, or is that just my eyes?
I didn't see that.
I just happened to.
Holbrook comes in onto the right-handed pocket. Left-handed bowler crossed over. All right, so there's the 2-10 split for him with 2 pieces of wood around in front of the 2-pin. That can go. Douglas needs this, does not get it.
Now he knew. That match is over. He can move right with the body language.
Yeah. And Holbrook, look at this, is going to go.
Push.
Oh, look at that. Nice and gentle, gentlemanly spare.
The legend of Craig Holbrook.
And a 10 for Tim. Tim finishes at 112, below his average. His average runs about 120. So Holbrook's at 110 plus a ball, possible 120 for him. And again, we get a punch out. So a 6 fill for Craig Holbrook with a 116 and Tim Douglas 112. Good finish for Craig Holbrook. 26 pins in that last box. Or no, in those last 2 boxes. All right, so, okay, Dave Chestercove, it's on you. You're on a strike. You've got 81 plus 2 balls, and you're up against John Winchell, who's at 84. You need 30 pins, 31 to win.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You're going to try to drop strikes. First ball on the fill.
Double would be big.
Oh, come on.
Not even you?
That's 5 in the first ball, and just shoved the 4 pin over by the 7. I saw that leave earlier today, or yesterday. Winchell with a high-low jack as his leave. Okay, nothing going on here. I think it's in cement right now. 89 after 8 for Chestercove. He's 5 pins ahead of Winchell. He's picked up some on the deficit.
We're in the miracle zone for sure.
Right now it's time for a Hail Mary. No, there's a 10. Don't waste any pins. There's still a chance. Not much of one. 10 box for Winchell. So 22 pins separate these teams in favor of Maria Subs for the game. The total will be won by Maria Subs. They'll have no less than 6. Chestercove really looking at a triple strike situation. I still don't think that's going to work. And that does it. He lemon drops.
That's it. Yep. That's all she wrote.
And again, we get a pin sliding out for Winchell. The 5 pin slid out of position significantly. Chestercove trying to go out with your shield instead of on your shield, as they used to tell the Romans. Come back with your shield instead of on your shield. Come back with honor. And these guys are honorable guys, so nothing wrong with what they've done now. It was just tough to get caught up with Maria Subs, who have been on a tear. Both teams had missed opportunities and things that didn't work out right, but the balance of the ledger worked out in the favor of the Maria Subs for an 8-0 win. 1778 to 1658 on total and officially, so 120 pin difference. And a 22 pin win for Maria Subs in the game. Bring us home, Greg.
There we have it. I was looking up, but we didn't see all the totals written in. But it is an 8-0 victory and a big one between these 2 top teams in the right division. And now Maria Subs, very probable to be a division leader at the end of the day, having gained 8 match points. This must-win matchup. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching this presentation of Candlepin Bowling Network and the International Candlepin Championship. On behalf of Dan Castle, on behalf of Paul Grant, on behalf of Bob Lee, my name is Greg Gouillart. Thank you very much for joining us. See you soon for another match. And until then, so long.